The views expressed on the previous
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty teed off right now myself, aren't you?
And do not reflect those of the Beasley
Canes
Broadcast
blow,
Group,
man. They
its
suck.
staff,
They
advertisers,
stink.
or agencies.
They stink.
The biggest names, the best talent. You're listening to Sports Radio 560 WQAM.
They weren't even competitive. I think they did it just out of office, just out of spite to us. The Canes. So here we got 4 full hours today, thanks to the Canes. They stink.
560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show.
They blow
to
chunks.
Talk to Neil, dial 5670560 in Dade and Broward. In other counties, call toll-free.
Aren't you whipped up about Tiger? Don't we get to go see Tiger?
Or pound 560
At the zoo?
on your AT&T. And
Tiger's going to tee off at 12:30. Oh, my God.
By Neil, his guests, or his callers
Yeah, right,
do
exactly.
not represent those of WQAM management, staff, or sponsors. Now, The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
Oh, and by the way, did I mention?
The hurricane f***ing blow. The hurricane f***ing blow.
It's Friday, you bastard.
The hurricane f***ing blow. The hurricane f***ing blow.
Let me say it again. The Canes effing blow.
A-Rod shot up some steroids so he could hit home runs. He only took them just to help him bat. It's not like the guy was all hopped up on crack, so don't hurt old A-Rod's chances to be in the Hall of Fame. 'Cause there's other druggies who play in the old ball game.
Wow. Oh, somebody sends me a whole long story about something at MIA that happened 100 years ago in La Carreta and yada, yada, yada. Do I want to read this? I mean,
I
what
don't know.
is this?
I don't know.
Bunch of crap.
Says, I live about 10 minutes from MIA, so it's just too convenient. I've been flying in and out of MIA for almost 30 years. The worst experience I ever had was in 1996. Back in those days, it was truly the airport from hell. Concourse D, waiting to pick up a friend, waited in line 15 minutes at the La Carreta restaurant to get a drink. I was parched. Finally, I get to the front of the line, asked the older Cuban lady for a Diet Coke. She no speak English, and she proceeded to ignore me and take the order of some Spanish speakers behind me. Well, I called her a bitch and just walked away. She then proceeded to jump over the counter, run up behind me, and slap me in the ear with a wet bar towel. After getting my undivided attention, she proceeded to curse me out in Spanish. I didn't understand a word she said, but if she would have had a gun, I would have been a dead man. What a scene. I turned red from embarrassment, so I figured she proved her point. That was the end of it. Right? Wrong. I guess she ran back to La Carreta and called police. About 10 minutes later, a police officer walked up to me and asked, "What did you do to that lady?" I told him what happened. He said, "Okay, she's out of control." Was that the end of it? No. She was so mad the officer didn't arrest me. She started screaming and yelling. She grabbed a big serving spoon from behind the counter, was ready to come after me again. Mind you, this woman had to be 50 or 60 years old. Finally, the officer had to take her out of to the police car, sit her in the back seat so she would calm down. When my friends finally arrived, they asked me, "What the hell happened to you?" Don't ask. It took me about 3 years before I went back to MIA. I hope she's pushing up crabgrass today, says Cliff and Kendall. Wow, what a long, boring story, Cliff. Wasn't that long and boring?
Oh, well. What else?
You liked it?
No, I didn't. But
I didn't either.
I'm just not too picky these days.
No, I can't afford to be picky at all. We got 4 hours to kill. And yeah, yesterday at 11:30, brought proceedings to a halt. I mean, the amount of stuff I got on the emails here, it's like we vanished from the earth at 11:30 yesterday morning.
I got a couple of complaint emails past 11:30.
Oh, I do too.
I'm sure.
Here's one, George from Montreal. Today is his birthday, by the way, Friday the 13th. Happy birthday, George from Montreal. I would play the happy birthday thing for you, but I don't think so. He says, "What the F is going on with your station? They preempted your show for some stupid college basketball, Schmidt? What ass clown made that decision? What could they be thinking about? I wonder how the numbers compare between the Neil God Show and a stupid college basketball broadcast. The number of people listening to that game yesterday on this radio station, you could put in a thimble and have room for Joe Bell's fat ass left over." "Oh, but it's the Canes. We have a contract with the Canes." Yeah, stick the contract up Donna Shillelagh's ass. I'm happy you guys got the afternoon off, but what about me? What do I do for the rest of the afternoon? What am I going to do?
Have you tried masturbation?
Yeah, is that pathetic or what? George from Montreal. Love you, Neil, and George, too. George, this is George, not a frog, from Montreal. Big deal. Happy birthday, George, I think. I going to do? That's pathetic. I mean, the point is valid. There's no question about that. But what am I going to do? If this show is all you got going on in your life, I have a real... Yeah, that's the strong suggestion. Blow your brains out if you can find them. Stick your gun up your ass and blow your brains out. My God. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Do I get another shot at love? Barry says, Barry Jackass. He sent me all kinds of useless crap. I guess this is marginally amusing. You hear the sirens coming again?
No. Yes.
Wow. They must be coming to get George from Montreal. They're going in the wrong direction. That way. Former CBS Radio Talk KSLX LA host Tim Conway Jr. and Brian Whitman's new daily 2-hour podcast is no longer charging a $5 monthly fee for a subscription. You want to know why?
Why?
Well, you can be damn sure that nobody wants to pay it. Whitman recently launched the podcast, and Conway joined the show Tuesday night after an aborted film engagement at KABC where he got canned for saying the F word on the air like an idiot. Real professional broadcaster, man, says the F word on the air, and his board opera producer evidently didn't dump it. Well, what kind of an operation they got going there at KABC, huh?
I don't know.
Alice Rantel? How is that possible? Can you explain it to me?
I don't know.
Explain it.
No.
Can you explain how come the Canes stink so bad?
No.
Got blown out. They didn't just lose. They never had the lead at any point of the game, I was told. I had a spy report on this. They lost by 18 points, and they were never no contender. They never showed up. It's like they missed the bus to the arena. Oh, here come more sirens. You hear it?
I do.
Wow. Must be something going on. Something really heavy duty. The Dow's up 68 points. All right. And Sirius is all the way up to 19 cents. You ready for that?
No.
19 cents. And all this business about Jim Cramer and Jon Stewart and all that crap, there's nothing new about that. I've been screaming about CNBC, the gambling channel, for years, and the fact that most of these people belong in jail on there. They're a bunch of pitchmen. They're always pitching and hyping and selling because if people stop buying stock and getting ripped off, then they're out of business. Nobody would watch their crap. It would be like if people stopped caring about golf. The Golf Channel would go off the air, thank God. Oh, you can't say that. We got Tiger and we got Doral. Oh, my God. Give me a break, please. Boy, there's really something heavy-duty going on out there. Wow. You hear it?
Yep. Big time.
I think it's the end of the world. So what do we got today? Let's see. Canes lost. They stink. They absolutely stink. So at 2 o'clock, we got Orlando at Doral. 4 o'clock, Mad Dog at Doral. This morning, we had Joe Rose at Doral. If there's anything more boring than golf, I'd like to know what it is. I'd love to know what it is. Dolphin tonight at 7. Well, that's more boring than anything. DA show 8 to 11, and then Greg Likens, because it's Friday, 11 o'clock. I still don't understand why we got a show at 11 o'clock on Friday night and not the rest of the week. I don't understand that, except maybe the guy needs a gig, you know.
Right.
Here's the poll result from yesterday, 921 votes. When I was a child, the first adult I had a crush on was a teacher, 314. TV or film star, 188. I never had a childhood crush on an adult, 123. Well, that's pathetic. Neighbor, 79. Babysitter, 68. Friend's parent, 46. Family member, 34. Parent's friend, 24. Playboy model, 22. Clergy member, 7. Now, that's bad. You're going to rot in hell if you had a crush on a clergy member. On a clergy's member. Athlete, 4. School bus driver, 4. Coach, 4. Doctor or nurse, 3. And president, 1. They must have had a crush on somebody really hot like Ronnie Reagan, somebody like that. Wouldn't you think?
I imagine.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Hurricane f***ing blow. 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 Hurricane f***ing blow.
Show the one you love just how intrusive your love can be this Valentine's Day with the all-new TMZ Bouquet.
Hey, honey, baby, sweetheart, over here. Come here, look over here, honey, hey.
Just call TMZ and we'll deliver a bouquet right in the face of your loved ones, wherever they may be.
Hey, baby, over here. Hey, you look great today. I love you.
And if you call today, we'll also include a heart-shaped box of chocolates.
Hey, honey, be my Valentine. You want to be my Valentine?
Call now and show the one you love just how annoying you can be on Valentine's Day with a TMZ Bouquet.
Hey, get your hands off me. I'm just trying to love you. Get off.
Well, how do you like this? Joe from Toronto says those police sirens are going to Yonge and Shepherd for a protest blocking the intersection. That is if you live near there, which I don't. I don't live anywhere near there. So these weren't police sirens. These were like ambulance and fire truck and paramedics and like, when there's dying people stuff.
I see.
So thanks, Joe, but no. Nice try. Oh, Misha. Oh, my God. Misha's got a long thing here.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you measure it?
Misha's got a long one. Well, I'll print it out. I can't read especially the teeny tiny type. I could read it, but it just, Here's the poll, 149 vote. The most memorable day in my life was the day my first child was born, 35. The 9/11 terrorist attacks, 32. Kennedy was shot, 20. I lost my virginity, 18. Obama was elected, 12. My memory am shot, 11. I moved away from Florida, 6. I got married, 6. The space shuttle exploded, 6. I graduated college, 2. I got divorced, 2. It snowed in Florida, 1. Nixon resigned, 1. And the day I moved to Florida, none. Out of 155 vote. I don't remember the day I moved to Florida or the day I got out of Florida. I don't remember. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, somewhat.
Oh, you didn't get out.
Right. Well, I
do you
came
remember
back.
it?
I got out and then I came back.
Misha says, good to have you back for all 4 hours. The day couldn't move fast enough for me yesterday, she says, but thank God the Canes lost so I can get you back all day today. You probably hate it. Yes, I do. The Canes suck. They blow. They stink. I got plenty of life, says Misha. It's just that you keep me very entertained during my work hours, so I love the show. It's something I'm used to. Did you see Jon Stewart and Jim Cramer go at it last night? No, I did not. I'm not into contrived controversy. She says, I thought it was interesting. Maybe it was fabricated, but interesting to say the least. And yada, yada, and she goes on, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, my something is not that these financial idiots have any freaking idea of what's going on. You might as well put it in a slot machine. Or better yet, spin it on a nice Cristiano Ronaldo blow-up doll. Talk about obsessed. Jesus God. Could you please play the call from a Jamaican lady about soccer? You're saying soccer sucks. It was a while back if you still have it. No, we don't have it. Much love from your sister listener, Misha. Yeah, play that call from, 6 years ago from that. Got it. God, Misha, get some help. Get some assistance, honey. She's too obsessed with Cristiano Ronaldo, which I can understand why, but he ain't coming down, honey. He ain't coming down to see us. Here's an idiotic, if I ever saw one. The infamous Dolphin Mall. And the email address is Woodbine Ludomaniac.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
What has been your experiences with this mall? Do you think it has the finest compilation of women on the planet? I was able to drop by over this past weekend and was blown away by the quality of women, especially the Latinas. We don't have anything like that in Chicago. I even hear women who live in Key West will fly into Miami once a month to go shopping there. What are the pros and cons of the Dolphin Mall? The pros and cons.
Wow.
What does that mean? What kind of a piece of swill is this on paper? What?
Where do we start taking that one apart? The pros and cons.
What are the pros and cons of the Dolphin Mall?
I'll tell you one con. It's way the hell down there, so I don't go.
It's in Dade County.
Yeah.
Well, you're just,
right.
anti-Dade.
I'm just living in Broward, and I go to malls that are close to me, thank you very much.
Yeah, but they don't have the women there like in the Dolphin Mall.
We do just fine in Broward, thank you very much.
Do you?
Yeah, with the women.
You cruise in the Broward malls for women?
Is that what I said?
Sounds like it to me.
Sure. Not just there, though.
Underground car fire. Hope it isn't your car. Says my buddy Ken in Etobicoke. I don't know what he's talking about. No, it's not my car. There's no car fires here in my building. If we had a fire going on in my building. Oh, look at that. Here's one that's not that far away. Vehicle fire underground. Wow. But it's, no, it's not me. Well, thanks, Ken. Whoopie-doo. Oh, here we go. The Steve Kane Radio Show. Now, why do we care about this? This is like a whole promotional thing for the Mr. Ego Show.
Yeah. Weren't we just talking?
Delete, and it goes on and on and on. Delete immediately. We're not here to promote other shows, okay? Especially people who basically vanished from the public consciousness years ago, who are trying just desperately to use this show as a vehicle to get a little publicity. Not going to work, Steve-O. Not going to work. You and your boyfriends. Not going to work. I'd rather sit here and read the Chinese, all the chins in the Chinese phone book before I would start reading the crap about Steve-O, Steve Areno. Nolo contendere, like the Canes. No contest. You don't exist. You have vanished. You don't show up in the ratings. Your station, nobody even knows the call letters, and you're just, wasting our time. Mark S. says, preempting you for basketball was sure worth it. It's a good thing the University of Miami has such a prestigious academic reputation because they're a GD girls' school when it comes to football and basketball. Oh, wait, they're not a prestigious academic school. If you've got the money, they'll accept you if you finished in the top 105% of your high school graduating class. The University of Miami, their students, alumni, employees, and most importantly, their fans all suck and have no reason to exist. If their pathetic excuse for a campus were to disappear into a giant sinkhole, I didn't know they had a campus. I mean, I used to do those games there at Marklight Stadium, but I never was really aware that there was really such a thing as a campus.
Yeah.
If their pathetic excuse for a campus were to disappear into a giant sinkhole and killed a lot of subhuman scum associated with that place in the process, I'd stand up, applaud, and organize a celebratory conga line going right down Miller Drive. In conclusion, I hate the University of Miami. Everyone who was ever associated with that place except for you. I wouldn't, a University of Miami graduate to clean up dog crap in the park. They're so dumb they'd probably eat it or snort it, says Mark. How do you like that? A real shot at the U of M. You can't spell scum without UM. The Canes blow, by the way. I just thought I'd mention that again.
Really?
They stink, they suck, they stink. Dow's up 56 points. Whoop-de-doo, baby. Dow is doing it. Aren't you thrilled? This is the Obama bounce that we've been waiting for. That Maria. Oh, I got a thing for Maria. Here's one that says, I'm also glad the Hurricanes lost. We get to hear you today. I have no life. Did you win a lot of Woodbine yesterday? Yes, I did. The Dolphin Mall sucks unless you want to hang out in the bathrooms. Oh, that must be what that's all about.
Maybe they're on to
another tea room toe tapper. A lot of tea room toe tappers around, man.
Is that like a teetotaler?
Yeah, the tea room toe tapper, like Larry Craig. Totally. Yeah, they're tapping on it.
It's Morse code.
Maria B. says, hello, Mr. Rogers. I sure missed you this afternoon. I hope you took your time off and supported me by watching the closing bell. I wouldn't watch CNBC if they paid me by the second. The gambling channel for lunatics. And suddenly Jon Stewart discovered that Jim Cramer is a disgrace, that this isn't all some kind of a big carnival and sideshow, people's money. Jumping up and down and acting like Rumpelstiltskin about people's money. Only crazy people would listen to Jim Cramer. Well, this week is one of the great victory for our free market society, says Maria. Our wonderful markets have gone up a total of 9% so far for the week. The Obama bounce has arrived, and I'd like to give you some insider information. The dollar rally is temporarily over. I hope you purchased protection against the dollar. Take note as our stock market rallies, the dollar will weaken against the loonie. Have a wonderful weekend. Regards, Maria B. How do you like that? Maria says the loonie's going to off Taurus. Well, let's take a look. Let's see how the loonie's doing right now, because this was sent yesterday at 6:15 p.m. So if Maria's ahead of the curve here, the loonie ought to be in the toilet. I mean, no, the loonie ought to be going up. The American dollar ought to be. That's what she's saying. The dollar is going in the tank, says Maria. I'm just vamping. I'm waiting until the thing comes up here and shows me the loonie, which yesterday was about 78 cents. This thing is puking along and puking along and puking along. Oh, my God. When are you going to show us the loonie, eh? Oil, 47.48. Whoopie-doo. They just don't want to show it on BNN, the Business News Network, the Monkey Business News Network. Too much. Oh, 79.01. It went up about a penny. I think Maria's got her. She's onto something. The real Maria B. You don't believe it's the real Maria B, do you?
Sure I do.
They're all real.
They're all
emailers
real.
are real.
They're double real.
Even
They're
Rick
realer
Sanchez
than the
with
real
that
people.
long puff
That's
piece about
right.
the Mr. Ego show. Oh, my God. You've got to be kidding me. And by the way, Barry Jackass, the people of South Florida don't care about Tim Conway Jr. We don't care about KABC. Nobody cares about that stuff. So quit sending me 400 articles. I read the one little blurb there, which was marginally interesting, about how they're not charging for the podcast because nobody wants to pay for it. But then just on and on with ponderous, boring Schmidt about KABC and Tim Conway Jr. Do you think there is anybody in South Florida who cares about that? No. Except the fake Barry Jackass, whoever that is.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
The stimulus package Obama says we need is nothing more than pork and more political greed. Saving banks that sank from their bad policy. There's more than 50 ways to waste our money. More than 50 ways to waste our money. Here's billions for sex ed, 50 million to fund arts, cash for green technology. Sounds bogus to me. 1 billion for a census. It don't make sense to us. New lights for Las Vegas. Man, you're kidding me.
10:30. Let's do a little bowling on the radio, a la Rick Weaver from many years ago. People probably wouldn't believe that, but because of his gigantic ego, he actually did that. He did bowling on radio on IOD 100 years ago. Rick Weaver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that anything like golf on radio?
Well, I'm thinking bowling on radio might be a little bit more exciting because you could probably hear the ball and the pins colliding.
Yeah.
There's little sound effects.
Okay.
Little something.
Well, there's sound effects in golf.
Yeah. Sweden's Henrik Stenson, who, by the way, ought to put the clothes back on, made a splash on day one of the WGCCA Championships when he stripped down to his underwear on the third hole. All eyes have been on Tiger Woods as he made a return to stroke play action after 9 months away, but it was Stenson who stole the limelight. After the Ryder Cup star's wayward drive settled on mud at a water hazard, he believed he had a good enough lie to hit his way out of trouble, but was forced to shed his clothing in the process. And there's a picture of him here in his underwear, and believe you me, he needs to put the clothes back on real fast. Because of the mud, I couldn't really afford to play in any of my clothing, as they would have been a real mess down the last 6 or so holes. I had no option, said Stenson, after finishing on 69 in Florida. Finishing on 69? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I was only wearing 2 things when I hit the shot, my jocks and my golf glove. That's the only thing that will appear in the picture aside from the golf club, just the way God created me. Shirt, trousers, socks, shoes, hat, the lot was off. Oh, my God. Well, it's got a picture, like I said, and you don't want to see it. It's not a pretty picture. Gross. Got the Doral going on, man. It's big. It's not as big as the Canes, but then again. Joe says, sorry you didn't get any more time off today thanks to the Hurricanes. Maybe the Hurricanes are in a golf tournament somewhere with a Sebastian the Ibis running around the golf course to the tune of Soulja Boy. And Joe's a gack with his, oh my. Too bad the concept of full contact golf never materialized beyond the beer commercials from the 90s. Oh well, I'm tuned in till 2 today at QAM, says Joe. And also, was it Jazz McKay who said, see ya. See ya, buddy. Yeah, it was. And what about it, Joe? See ya. Starting to sound a little bit like Mr. Radio. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What's your take? How do you recall, back in 1802, how do you recall that first broadcast? And the
wow.
You know what I mean? That kind of crap.
I know.
That kind of trivia. If I'm rambling about, just all over the place, it's because we don't have a lot of emails today, and that's because starting at 11:30 yesterday morning, we vanished from the face of the earth. Oh, look at this. Jimmy Syphilis, I'm requesting a cease and desist on you calling me a homosexual on the air. This is simply untrue, and if you continue, I have grounds for a defamation case. Your personal attacks are unwarranted. You keep attacking everybody unchecked. It's about time somebody stands up to you in your bully techniques. As your ratings decline, you're becoming more and more desperate. Did I ever say Jimmy Syphilitic was a homosexual? I said Jimmy.
You fairy.
That doesn't mean homosexual.
You were just calling him like a Tinkerbell, like an elf?
Like a Tinkerbell. I think that's a good description of Jimmy Syphilitic, yes. In addition to which, I'm talking about Jimmy Syphilis. Is this Jimmy Syphilis emailing me? Oh, yeah, it is from Jimmy Syphilis. Okay. Well, in that case, you better get your facts correct, Jimmy Syphilis. Nobody ever called you no homo. Although I've heard some stories, but nevertheless. You better cease and desist, George. Now.
Okay. I'll stop.
We'll get Tony Cigaretto to testify. Here's one that says Publix is building a new store at Mary Brickell Village, which will be a fully urban store with parking on top. It'll be a new concept for them called Greenwise Publix, which will have a sharp focus on organic and health food. Kind of a rip-off of Whole Foods, it says. Kind of a rip-off. Whole Foods. How are you spelling that?
H.
So Jimmy Syphilis is a little bit PO'd, I guess, huh? Hey, Jimmy.
You fairy.
Right. If the foo fits, bear it. That was up 8 points. Oh, look at this. Ricky Ticky Sanchez, who's either Nick Lawrence or Brian Craig, or Mr. Ego himself. Are you on for the Battle of the Talk Coast? No, I'm off. Get a life. Is it pathetic or what? Yeah.
When does the golf game start?
That's right. Let's play yesterday's game all over again. I think it's a hell of an idea. Capital idea. Let's replay yesterday's fantastic performance by the Canes who blow, who suck, who caused us untold grief and service here today. We could be less than an hour away from bye-bye today.
Yeah.
Had they showed up and competed yesterday, which they did not, we could be less than an hour away from just zooming on out of here. But we're not. Damn it. John in Fort Lauderdale says, sorry you have to work a full show today. Yes, so are we. But that Canes broadcast yesterday was truly, truly dreadful. Great audience builder, I'm sure, for a midday weekday. Caught a little bit of defo this morning with co-host Leslie Visser. He said one of the places on his list to go was to Woodbine. Perhaps we could arrange a Woodbine Wednesday with Defo. Nope, we will not arrange any day with Defo anywhere. Also, the real Greg Budell, I assume, does some spots on 640 WFTL. Well, that tells you it's probably Nefo as Greg Budell. Probably the two of them are in cahoots, wouldn't you think?
Sure, makes sense to me.
A match made in heaven. A couple of losers, if ever there were any. Losers. Oh, sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy would get upset about that. You pick on everybody. You're such a bully. Yeah. Get a life, sweetheart. Zisco says, don't come to the Dolphin Mall. The majority of the stores are outlets, so they're stocked with outdated clothes that are cheap. They counter the price by having terrible return exchange policies, meaning if you bought it, you're stuck with it. There ain't much else there except, what is it? Something de Brazil? It's chopped off. Not that good either. And that Cinebistro Theater overpriced. If you're going to come down south for anything, come for never mind, Schmidt, why do I live here, he asks. He can't think of anything to come down there for. Yeah, but it's Brickell, man. It's all happening on Brickell. If Neil just saw Brickell change his whole altitude. I don't care about Brickell. How do you like that? Do you want to live on Brickell?
No, thanks.
You care about it?
Not really, no.
You're going to zip down there and take a look and see all the big condos and all the money people? And...
I drive by them every once in a while. I see that they're still there.
Yeah. You drive by to see if they're still there?
No. I drive by and I see that they are.
Oh, I see.
Drive by on my way to...
Harold laid off all those people, boy. Things are really off Taurus. Things are really bad in the newspaper business, in the radio business, in the TV business, in the auto business, and monkey business. And Bernie Madoff is going away to jail. They ought to fry his ass right on national TV. And they ought to let all the people who got ripped off by him, except for Larry, come and put their hand on the switch. Or maybe just whip him with a switch like the olden days, you know? What is a switch?
Don't you know?
Well, I mean, I do know, but I mean, it's like, is it made out of wood? Is it made out of...
Yeah, it's like a bush branch, like a hickory switch. Like
right, that's right, a bush branch.
For which to switch the kids with.
Mm-hmm. That's what they ought to do, is have...
Go and cut me a switch
like
so
they do
I
in
can
Saudi
paint your
Arabia.
head.
Like Saudi Arabians, all those barbarians over there, like 1 million lashes. That would be the way. And televise it, okay? So, and put Jim Cramer on there and give him a few lashes while you're at it, too. Oh, how come I got Maria B's email on here twice? Maria says, look out, the loonie is going up and the dollar's going down. That's bad, Maria. I can't afford that. You better do something about it. The Dow's up only 14 points. Or better times ahead. They're peddling on CNN. Better times ahead. Happy days are here again. Oh, yeah, let's all sing it. Like Al Smith. Remember Al Smith?
Sure.
Here's one. It says, the choices on the poll are excellent. I have lived through many of them. The day JFK was shot, I was in Spanish class at Coral Gables High School. For instance, I believe the most memorable day, though, was my return home from Vietnam in '69. I flew from SeaTac to Miami, was treated okay on the flight. I had to buy a first-class ticket to ensure I got a seat. Was treated as a murderer in the airports and was not overly proud of my countrymen after what I had spent the past 13 months ostensibly doing for my country. Oh, well, the past 40 years have been good to me and my family, so all's good, says Jim in the Redlands. Okay, Jim, well, that's good. All is good? All is good? And here's a link from Barry Jackass, as if I don't have the story about Anna Nicole and her boyfriend and Howard Stern. I already got it, Barry. Get a freaking life, Barry. You idiot.
You're listening to
Neil Young.
Genetic design can do so many wonderful things, like averting life-threatening diseases in children. And now it can do so much more. Help your child become the best they can be at designerchildren.com.
I can't wait until my precious Doug hits puberty and realizes we engineered him a 14-incher. He's going to love it. Thanks, designerchildren.com.
We wanted our daughter to be famous and set for life on government assistance, so we paid to give her a giant womb. Because let's face it, 8 babies is so 15 minutes ago.
After a random chimpanzee mauling, our first son lost both his arms, but his disability made him a successful motivational speaker. Of course, we wanted our next child to have the same opportunity, so we genetically designed him to have sympathy stumps. Thanks, designerchildren.com.
Give your children a life you wished you had for yourself.
I had 14 inches, yay!
At designerchildren.com.
So the toe tappers have moved from the Westland Mall to the Dolphin Mall. That's what Zisco says.
Really?
That's what he said, wasn't it?
I guess, in so many words.
Toe tap and tea room. John D. in Hialeah says, did someone mention Defoe? Oh, my God. Every time I hear that name, I think of that bit you guys have of him having to pay back for his crimes against the Seminole tribe. Please play that bit. Have a great weekend, says John D. And I don't know what he's talking about. Do you know what bit?
Nope.
I don't know. We got the Chain Gang one there, but that's not... I don't know. Leave Defoe alone. Leave him alone. What is that thing called?
That thing? That person?
The thing about, no, leave Britney alone. What is that under?
I don't know. Leave?
No. Britney in Paris, Britney Music, Britney Amami, Britney Drops the Baby, Britney Feet Gum, Britney Has a Baby, Britney Insanity, Britney Preggers, Britney Saw Your Crotch, Britney Sex Tape, Britney Shears Salon, Britney Sings Nanny, Britney Spears, Britney Vomits, Britney's Injury, Britney and Kevin, Britney's a Hot Lady. You got 8 minutes. Britney's Crotch again. A lot of bits about Britney's crotch. Britney Leslie, Britney On Your Face, Britney Paparazzi, Britney in Paris, Britney Rehab. I don't know what it is. It's one of those that may be lost in there. We'll never find it again. Leave Britney alone. I used to be able to find it in a half a second. And you forgot what it's under.
Right.
What's the matter from you, man?
I don't think I ever had it, though, personally.
You didn't? I had it in here because I know I played it. Don't you remember I used to play it? Leave Britney alone. Oh, well. Someday I'll be scrolling through there and looking for something else, and it'll be, whatever it's under. And I'll think, isn't that timely? Now, Dow's up 61 points. The Obama bounce is in progress. Maria's right. Maria's got a point. Maria, you're just like all the other ones, man. You're always peddling. You're you're still peddling. You know something? We're also, Barry, not interested in Dan LeBastard and promoting those clowns across the street. Save it. You can send it 100 times. I'm not reading it. Same old tired garbage. This fake Barry jackass, he needs to be taken out with Mr. Radio and shot. And he's definitely across the street. Make no mistake about it. What would they do over there all day?
Oh, this is it. You're reading it. You're seeing
This is their new pastime, is emailing crap to this show.
Well, their old pastime is always.
So the fake Barry Jackass is over there, and the fake Greg Budell, no doubt, too. Although I think he's Defoe's boyfriend. Maybe he's Jimmy Syphilitic's boyfriend. Oh, don't be saying I'm a fairy. Yeah, right. I personally think you're a twerp, Jimmy. A twerp. Oh, speaking of that topic, somebody just emailed me this. New York Roman Catholic Diocese and religious order saw a rise in molestation claims against the clergy last year. I thought they had that all cleaned up.
Oh, yeah, right.
I thought they weren't going to be doing that no more.
Uh-huh.
Nearly all the 808 cases involved adults who said they'd been abused as children decades ago. Oh, I see. Church leaders paid less in settlements, attorney fees, and other abuse-related costs. Still, the amount reached just over $436 million, bringing the total payouts for abuse to more than $2.6 billion since 1950. The Catholic Church has paid out more than $2.6 billion because of child molesting priests, and people are starving. People are in the soup kitchens, they're on the bread lines. People have no job, they got no money, they got no nothing. And the church is spending billions to shut up all these people because they're a bunch of perverts. And believe me, I know pervert. The stats are part of an annual review of child safety in American dioceses and religious orders that's mandated by the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. The report is set to be released today, and the AP has obtained a copy. The A&P. Ever shop at the A&P? What about Loblaws?
No.
What about Vecchi's IGA? As part of the review, the auditors found that all but one of the dioceses they evaluated had fully implemented the bishop's child protection policies by the end of the year. The safeguards include background checks for employees and volunteers, safe environment training for children, and a discipline plan for offenders that removes them from any public church work. Dioceses increased their spending on safety programs to a whopping $23 million in 2008. Wow. The non-compliant diocese was Tulsa, Oklahoma, which had not completed training for children. Well, who cares about kids in Tulsa, Oklahoma anyway, right?
Right.
You care about Tulsa, Oklahoma?
No.
Bunch of mugwumps.
By the way, is it under Chris Crocker? Eric suggested? Since that's the thing's name.
Chris Crocker.
Yeah.
No. Chris Rock, Cracker. What about under Crocker? You think it would be under Crocker? Alta Crocker? No. Nice try, Eric. Thanks. I don't know what it could be under. I don't know. Well, that's going to be our thing for the day, our project. Although we do have the horse thing today, the horsey thing, pick a pony. Nick is our contestant today, and I'm picking the 7 horse in the second race at Gulfstream today. 5 afternoons. Although I'm a little bit nervous about it now because I noticed after I do my picks, I do my handicapping first. I pick my selection, and then I look to see what Ron Nicoletti, the handicapper Gulfstream, picked. He picked the same horse, so now my confidence is low. I'm not saying he's a bad handicapper, but he's, I don't know. Confidence is, we'll see. These are maidens, by the way.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of 5-year-old maidens, and they're maiden claiming cheap. We got a field of 9, and I'm picking the 7 horse in the second race. I could change my mind between now and 144. If anybody out there's got any reason for me to change my mind. Maybe somebody's got a hot tip from Gulfstream, you think?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe they'll email it.
Yeah, email it. Neil@neilrogers.com. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, thanks to Flea for getting Josh Cordes off his ass and for straightening out that email link on the QM website. All these years they've had the link on there that doesn't exist, that doesn't work, and probably millions of people trying to email me off the QM website and never got one of them because it wasn't the correct link. Now it's the correct link, I think. And that's because Lee sent an email, urgent email out. See, Lee is a good guy. He gets stuff done. He doesn't just sit on his ass like Clarence, worrying about ball games. Oh, it's the Canes. Are the Canes playing again? No, Canes are not playing again. The Canes suck. They stink. They reek. They blow. They bite. They make me want to upchuck. Anyway, despite the high marks for diocese, auditors did find some need for improvement with the church. Investigators said they could not easily find contact information for the lay review boards in some regions. Catch that phrase, lay review boards?
Yeah.
The panels are supposed to help bishops respond to abuse claims. Investigators also said many church administrators need to increase contact with police and other outside authorities when evaluating cases. Unfortunately, many dioceses are conducting investigations themselves without also making a report to civil authorities, auditors said. Advocates for victims have repeatedly urged them to make their first report to the police, not the church. The police, not the church. Here's an email. Kelly, they keep the drug prices low and ship right to your door. Well, that's good. It's more Viagra and Cialis crap. Get off of my damn BlackBerry, you idiot. You maniacs. You pill pushers. You penis peddlers. The Diocese of Lincoln, Nebraska, as it has in previous years, refused to participate in the audit. Bishop Fabian Bruskowitz. Here's another one. Kelly somebody. They keep on more of this crap. They keep the drug prices low. I'm getting bombarded now. I'm getting like an email flurry.
Wow.
Bishop Fabian Bruskowitz has said the evaluation wouldn't place into context a large number of priests who were not abusive. Oh, I see. It's like all the dogs that didn't get, the puppies that didn't get lost today. Separately, 5 eparchies. Now, what is that? Eparchy?
I don't know what that
regional
means.
districts for parishes that follow the Eastern Rite also refused the review. The reports from the bishops are part of the reforms they enacted in 2002 at the height of the scandal, which began with a case of one predatory priest in the Archdiocese of Boston and spread throughout the U.S. and beyond. Thousands of clergy have been accused since 1950. Thousands. Hey, Father, what's that you got in your mouth, Father? Don't look like a pierogi to me. The number of abuse claims in 2008 increased by 16% over 2007 when 691 claims were made. Similar to past years, more than 80% of the clergy accused in 2008 are dead, missing, or already out of public ministry or the priesthood altogether. However, 40% of those accused last year had never been named in previous abuse cases, and a lot of them are hanging out at that mall. What's that mall?
The Dolphin Mall?
The Dolphin Mall, that's right. By the way, did I mention the canes suck? Following a pattern that researchers discovered in previous studies, most of the people who came forward last year were men, and more than half said they were between the ages of something and 14 when they were molested. It's chopped off. Only 30% of the new claims came through attorneys. Auditors conducted on-site evaluations in a third of the dioceses, while the rest compiled data that was evaluated off-site. The bishops are rotating which dioceses receive an on-site review so that each diocese is visited every 3 years to see who's doing who and who's diddling which kids, etc. And who's doing the best work of altering boys.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
You fairy.
This is your brain. Any questions?
Well, they'll stone you when you swim in the 400-meter individual medley. They'll stone you when you race the 4x100 freestyle relay. They'll stone you when you swim the 200-meter freestyle. And they'll stone you during the 200-meter butterfly. There's only one way to win the gold. Every swimmer must get stoned. Well, they'll stone you in the 4x200-meter freestyle relay. They'll stone you in the 200-meter individual medley. They'll stone you in the 100-meter butterfly. And they'll stone you in the 4x100-meter medley relay. There's only one way to win 8 golds. Every swimmer must get stoned.
Dow's up 25 points. The sun is shining. The birds are dumping. Everything is great, man, in the Sunshine State. But better you than me, though. Oh, here's another one from your friend Jimmy. And you want to know how I know it's the real Jimmy?
The Jimmy what?
JimmySyphilis@gmail.com.
Okay.
I mean, would anybody make up an email like that?
Yes.
Subject, WQM to lose Dolphins, question mark. I guess this is, maybe it is the real Jimmy in anticipation of his losing the broadcast job on the Dolphins, which is what I'm hearing all over the place. Get his lame ass out of there and get like a real broadcaster in there instead of just another dumb ex-jock. Jesus God. How many ex-jocks can we fill in the same booth at the same time?
About 30, man.
Jesus God, Jimmy. I'll be at a meeting with Stephen Ross, David Murphy, Barry Butel, Neil Gulkus of the Dolphins on Monday. The organization is concerned with its relationship with WQAM because of the weak signal and the content of your show. There's been some speculation that the organization will request to be moved to one of Beasley Broadcast Group's FM stations. Bruce Beasley and Brian Beasley are requested to attend. I will be sure to get their ear, says Jimmy. JimmySyphilis@gmail.com. He's going to get their ear. Trying to obfuscate the fact that your ass is on the line, Jimmy. They want a real broadcaster in there, not somebody, and he gives the ball to number 83, I don't know where he's going, what's going on. He's running with the ball real fast. And Brian says your audio clips on the WQM site don't work. Can you ask Lee to look into this? Thanks. Your audio clips on the QM site don't work since when? Since when?
I don't know. On the QAM site? Yeah, exactly. Do something for me for free.
Yeah, what do we got to do with the QM site?
Nothing.
They finally got the damn link to the email thing straightened out, finally, after 100 years. And now Brian wants us to leave Flea alone. Flea's got issues, He's got a lot of stuff to work on now that Clarence is getting married. I still can't believe that. I mean, the Beast, that was enough. That was enough of a shocker. But the fact that Clarence is actually getting married to a female, that is truly scandalous. Ain't it?
A little bit, yeah.
267 votes on the poll. 9/11, 63 votes. My first child was born 58. Day Kennedy was shot only 31, and that goes downhill real fast. Small potatoes after that. Here's one. Here's a real fake email. Neil, I do not enjoy your constant picking on Jimmy C. and Greg B., referring to them as homosexuals, which I can tell you that they're not. When did I ever say Greg Budell was a fagula? When did I ever say that?
I don't know.
They're upstanding people who are loved by many. Stop being a bitter old man and start enjoying life. Praying for you in sunny South Florida. God bless, Paul. God bless. Oh, it's Red Skelton again. God bless. Man killed girlfriend in fight over beer and tried to have sex with her corpse, Fort Lauderdale police say. Well, maybe I'll get to that, maybe not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Boring. Dear Neil, George knows where the soundbite Leave Britney Alone is. He doesn't care anymore. He's Pony Expressing it in. Get his spirits up. Buy him a decent car. You won't regret it. The kindness in that gesture will bring a glow on you. Not even Paco could resist. You can hear it in his voice. He's hurt. Joe Bell's broken promise was the straw that broke the Cuban's back. Was that the straw that broke your back?
Yeah, that's it.
Joe Bell's broken promise?
Yeah, that's it. I'm crying and crying.
Oh, geez, buy George a car. Get ready. You see, nobody knows what that bit is. I know it's not under Britney.
Is it under YouTube? Chris Crocker,
No.
Leave Britney.
What was the one before Leave Britney?
YouTube, Leave Britney,
No.
Chris Crocker.
No. Alta Crocker. Boy, this is a mystery for the ages. Scott Peterson Fan Club. I got a good idea. This will kill some really good time and be very entertaining and what's the word Mr. Radio likes to use?
Captivating?
Not captivating. What is it?
Captivating?
No.
No? Compelling?
Compelling. That very good. You made up for something. Compelling radio. We'll just go down hold all the titles on the DCS of everything that's in there. We ought to be done by what? 2025?
There you go.
Sammy Smith song, Sanchez board game. Sanchez snatches needle. What's that?
I don't know.
Hello again, everybody. This is Rick Snatchhouse here in the Channel 7 newsroom. Here are some of the stories.
Wow. Well, I don't know if we can play that. Might have some. We might say damn or something in there. Leave Britney alone. I mean, what could it possibly be under? There's the Terry Schiavo stuff. There's the Schlong song. We sure as hell can't play that.
No. Not for a schlong time now.
Schwartz Radio QAM, or is that Schwartz?
This is Schwartz Radio 560 QAM.
Well, how come we never play that? I like that. Schwartz Radio. That's back when we had all the Jews working before Joe Bell blew them all out. Just a coincidence, you understand, that most of the people that got canned were Jews. And are you telling me that Screaming Carlos got canned also?
Yes.
And why was that? Another budgetary cut?
Sure. Well, we're going to be moving into the same building. They already have receptionists over there, so I guess they're trimming the staff now.
I see. Well, when's that going to happen? And let me ask you this. If you're going to be in this little tiny room all by yourself, when you do the show, how is somebody else going to be working with you?
Well, I'm going to be like Mike Ranieri, and I'm going to run my own board, and they're going to sit there and do nothing in front of a microphone. And maybe they'll help with the audio vault, and maybe they won't be able to at all, but, what are you going to do? There's really no other way. I mean,
Fair.
Yeah.
Let's see it, baby.
Yeah. I'm just going down here looking.
That's fine. That's Selene.
What?
Selene used to work here.
Selene?
Yeah, she was a Turk. Wouldn't wear any clothes, which was great.
She was a Turk?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Oh, Lisa Campbell. Remember her?
Hey, baby, I'm going to use you as a sex toy.
Wow. She delivered that in such a newsy way, not in a sexual way, but like in a newsy way. Leave Britney alone. Shark attack. Sharks in the water. Sharks in the water. I knew it. How do you like that? What a memory, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, big deal. Sharon Stone's crotch. What is that?
First, she set the screen on fire.
Well, we better not play it.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, hot. Well,
not so much anymore.
Not anymore. Lukewarm. Oh, here's one we haven't played in a long time.
She died?
I'm looking under S because I just have a feeling it's under S. I don't know why. In fact, what we can do is each day we can do a different letter.
There you go.
Yeah, talk about mailing it in. That's a great idea.
I think it is.
Each day we can do a different letter of the alphabet and look for, Brittany, leave her alone. Leave her alone.
I mean, I'm sure it's still out there online if you want to,
I don't want to do that. That's cheating.
I know.
It's already in here. You know how this baby works. It's already in there. Once it's in there, here's one for the ages. It's your buddy Josh.
See him.
Yeah, short and sweet, right to the point. I got to send him a check one of these days for work past done. I don't know. Maybe I will or maybe I won't. Times are getting tough, man. Everybody's out of money, out of work. Nobody's got two dimes to rub together. It used to be two nickels to rub together. Silent fart. Oh, we can play that. Doesn't have any fart sounds in it. Boy, there sure are a lot of bits in here under S. Other than Z and X, there probably are, Q, there wouldn't be that many under Q except for QAM. Every letter is loaded up, and I'm probably going to go right by it anyway. There's Sister Jean the Dancing Machine, and there's Sister Mary Mandich.
Miami has done Shula.
Oh, there's farts in there, I'm sure. When you think? Anything with Guitar Man. Well, he used to do them on the phone, and I would play sound effects while he was singing.
Right.
And, of course, they usually were fart sounds. Oh, yes. No, you better not do that, Neil. Okay, we won't. You can be damn sure we won't. Just keep those paychecks coming, Jolly Joe. Until Greg Budell comes to town and takes over the midday show. That's what I'm hearing. That's the rumor I'm starting. Oh, and look what I found. I never even knew I had that. Wow. That is shocking. Never, up till this moment. See, this is a worthwhile exercise. It's probably not captivating radio or even scintillating, or what's the other word?
Compelling.
Compelling.
Yeah.
Compelling radio, like
I think it is.
Mr. Radio would say.
Smelly bitch.
I think
that's Mr. Radio.
Expelling radio.
Who is that?
Smelly bitch.
Chris Baker.
It is?
I think so.
Smelly bitch. Smelly bitch. Smelly bitch.
Wow.
That's my guess. I could be wrong.
I don't remember his voice. I remember he was really bad on the air. Really bad. I mean, really, really bad. I had a dream that we were putting the Crow back on the air.
Wow. What a dream.
Huh?
You had a dream, huh?
I had a dream last night that the Crow was doing a 2 to 4.
Yeah.
It's Friday, you bastard.
And how dare anyone out there make fun of Brittany after all she's been through? She lost her aunt. She went through a divorce. She had 2 kids. Her husband turned out to be a user, a cheater, and now she's going through a custody battle. All you people care about is readers and making money off of her. She's a human! Her song is called Give Me More for a reason, because all you people want is more, 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 more. Leave her alone. You're lucky she even performed for you. Leave Britney alone. When is it professional to publicly bash someone who's going through a hard time? Leave Britney alone. Please. Leave Britney Spears alone right now. I mean it. Anyone who has a problem with her, you deal with me.
Yeah, that's a hell of a challenge. It's under Crazed Britney Fan. Crazed? You got it?
I'm right here.
Oh, well, how come you're not saying anything?
I'm excited. I'm kvelling.
What a clown.
An ass
what
clown?
What an ass clown, my God. After all the crap that we went through to find it, I played, and you're like non-committal, man. You're like comatose.
Here. What was it finally under?
Well, see, you weren't even paying any attention. I think all those people ripping you an ass, I think they got a point. It was under Crazed Britney Fan. I just got through saying that.
Well, I wasn't paying any attention.
Well, what were you doing?
Talking to a girl. I just ran back in here. The girl from Traffic. There were 2 yellow spots over here. I just got sat back down.
2 yellow spots? What
yellow
does that
means
mean?
out of date.
Yeah.
The Tiger Direct was out of date. I had to go run over there and see if it was okay to play.
Yeah, and?
And it's okay to play.
Oh. Crazed Britney Fan. Are you picking on the Tiger again?
No, not me.
12:30 is tee-off time at Doral. The Tiger. Oh, my God. Talk about...
I have no line.
That's the epitome of it, is the Tiger crowd, the golf crowd, and especially the Tiger crowd. Is there anybody else playing in the tournament?
No.
Oh. That was up 1 point. $1.03.
Quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. You had your time to talk. You're done. You're done. No, it's not a free world. There's called professionalism. There's called ethics. What about morals? Okay? You know what? You're an actor. You're acting now. If you had morals, why did you set up all these companies to try to ditch it? What's immoral about that?
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, man. I bet you that Bubba the Love Sponge is just whipped up into a frenzy. That Hulk Hogan's in the news now, huh? Wouldn't you think?
I imagine.
We get no feedback on that Bubba the Love Sponge show, none. And Paul and Ancient Ron kicked his ass in the last trend. They just demolished him. He was going to come into this market and just blow everybody away. Well, he blew all right, just like the Canes blow. That performance by them yesterday was criminal. It was so bad. Don't you think?
Yep.
Quit picking on Jimmy Syphilis. Quit, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Yeah, don't be picking on Jimmy when he's on the verge of getting canned as the voice of the Dolphins. If anybody's got a right to be pissed off, it's this station. The fact that he's over there on the enemy, he's doing the Dolphin games on this station, and he's over there on the enemy across the street or down the road or wherever the hell they are, and doing a fascist morning show on IOD. These people, the Beasleys, they'd probably kick his ass if there really were such a meeting, which I'm sure there is not. When you get an email from Jimmy Syphilis at gmail.com. I'm telling you, all the emails we get from Gmail are all from the same person.
Probably.
Normal human beings don't have Gmail addresses. I'm not saying there aren't a lot of people who use Gmail, but people that we would be, you know, like a celebrity kind of people, they don't do Gmail. You do Gmail?
I have an account, but I don't use it. Same.
Do I do Gmail?
No.
Oh.
G.
Mail. Here's one that really, really hurts. Not. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Might be something really important. Kelly Gary, again, Morris, Cialis, and Viagra. Go away. Get off my BlackBerry. Lunatics. They're in a feeding frenzy today. That's the third one in 25 minutes. What are we going to do about that? Somebody needs to kill the spammers.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let me get back to this very caustic email. The turning point for your show is when you started doing your show from Toronto. The dead winter has stifled your creativity and turned you into a bore. It's the bright blue sky, the bright green plant life, the bright sunshine, and the aqua waters that gets the creative juices flowing, which you have none of in the dead northern winter. Well, it's interesting because I got a window here and I'm looking outside and it's the bright blue sky, as opposed to being in that studio where there's no window and no contact with all these things he's talking about. Just keep trying to convince yourself. No, you keep trying to convince yourself of these things because the fact of the matter is the checks show up twice a month on time and usually a little bit early. So you keep trying to convince yourself that there's some big problem here, of which there ain't. Oh, you're wrong, Neil. You lost it. That was the turning point. Yeah. The sound of just insane jealousy. Somebody stuck in that outdoor toilet. Brian is back again. Brian who won't stop whining.
About what this time?
Sorry, didn't mean to come across as another South Florida malcontent. Well, you sure do, and especially by following this thing up. It just seems that Lee seems like Mr. Fix-It at the station. The audio clips are on the WQAM website, not thegreatneilrogers.com. Question for you. Why do you call the PD Clarence? I thought his name was Josh Darrow. Living a life of quiet despair, Brian. That's a Hankism. The Humper. The Hunker invented that. Clarence Darrow.
That was fun.
Got it?
Yep.
Josh Darrow, Clarence Darrow. Jesus, don't tell me this bitch is back again. Yeah, again.
Wow.
Just relentless with this crap.
Soft Cialis?
Oh, I don't know. I don't get that far. I just delete it right away.
Okay, good.
Living a life of quiet despair. I thought his name was Josh Darrow. Oh, Brian, you're an idiot. Just go away. Leave me alone.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. This is what's out there, baby. This is what's out there in the great beyond. Chris says, Neil, I have been with you and the Bird and George forever. You said the other day something that I said a while ago back to my friends, that the show is slowed down, nothing like the old days. Anyway, I have nothing more. Well, that's good. That's a real positive thing. Thanks, Chris, for taking the time. Same old, same old. Blow it out your ass, Chris. Did I say the other day the show is slowed down?
No.
I'm not even going to dignify. I'm not going to waste my time with that crap. If you like it, here it is. Right. It's free. If not, bye-bye. Go away.
If you had a dime for all the things that you said, that people said you said,
yeah.
Or me or anybody else.
Oh, here's one from Gus. Gmail is the best. Great. Well, you use it. I don't need any more email addresses, okay, Gus? Gmail is the best. Like I said, real people don't use Gmail, Gus. 291 votes on the poll. The most memorable day in my lifetime was the day of the 9/11 terrorist attack, 69. My first child was born, 61. Kennedy was shot, 33. I lost my virginity, 27. My memory am shot, 22. My shellac am shot, and my memory, too. Obama was elected, 18. The space shuttle exploded, 16. I got married, 15. I moved away from Florida, 12. Barack Obama was inaugurated, 6. It snowed in Florida, 5. I got divorced, 3. I graduated college, 2. I moved to Florida, 1. And Nixon resigned, solamente uno. 1. Uh-oh. About BlackBerry spam. It says, I used to get BlackBerry spam. All I had to do was go to my email account connected to my BlackBerry and mark those same emails as spam. Don't delete them from your BlackBerry directly, or else you won't be able to delete them via internet later on. They should stop after that. Oh, yeah, they really stop. As if I don't do that? I don't mark them as junk? Does it work?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you see more junk?
Only like, there must be like 2 million people sitting somewhere in India sending out these spam emails. Cialis and Viagra and soft Cialis and hard Cialis and lukewarm Cialis. If you tried it already, sorry, I'm a loser, a-hole, get a life, whatever it says. Okay, well, you got a lot of company out there. Oh, the fake Steve Rondonero's back. He's boring. Already sent this one before. Yeah, not interested. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares, especially me.
Oh, Neil! It's Friday, you bastard. All right.
I'm dying over here.
If you listen to WIOD, the shows in the daytime are better. You never know it by the way that they are promoting the sports and the news and the weather. It's always Hank Goldberg and Sonny Hirsch and Jose Gagagagagagi. They ought to know by now. No one gives a crap about any of that. It's the talent that brings in the money.
tell you that. I've had it. Since you moved to Toronto, Neil, it just ain't the same. You don't have the sunshine and the birds and the pigeon droppings and can't see the outside like you can. Get inspired by all the sunshine stuff. I'm sitting here looking at a beautiful, bright, sunny sky and not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah. See how
in case Castanova's taking notes, the Dow's down 3 points, by the way, 3.5 points. In case Paulie's taking notes, it's -5, but it's going to be +1 before the end of the day, and 6 tomorrow, and 8 on Sunday, and 7 on Monday. Celsius. Not exciting? Spring is sprung. Spring is coming. The trees are going to be budding, and the black squirrels are going to be hopping all around and taking big dumps on my patio. What's wrong with that?
Nothing?
No, since you went to Toronto, that was the turning point. No, the checks keep coming. Turning point was when Jolly Joe Bell sat his fat ass in that chair and destroyed everything in his wake. Everything he's touched turned to instant process Schmidt. The one thing about him you can say, and this is for damn sure, he may not be good, but at least he's consistent.
Yep.
Today is Friday the 13th, by the way. Probably not a good day to go gamble.
No.
The Dow's down 10 points. Well, would you think Friday the 13th? Maybe it's an unlucky day for the people that run Woodbine. Maybe I'm going to win like $2 million in the progressive jackpot. Maybe the crackpot will win the jackpot. What do you think?
Let's hope.
Don't forget, at 1:44, we got the Pick the Pony deal at the Gulfstream. George isn't out there today, so it lacks the, that atmosphere that we have when you're out there.
Whatever.
All that noise in the background and stuff. It just adds a certain ambiance.
We do what we can, though.
5 afternoons with Kendry Castillo. Who the hell is that jockey? That's the only concern I have. Who the hell is Kendry Castillo? He's had 3. Oh, my God. This is his first mount of the year? And last year he had 3 rides and didn't win any of them. Kendrick Castillo. Who dat? Something really stinks in Denmark. Julio Castillo's on the 8, who also did not ride last year and is 0 for 17 this year. Wow. I wonder if they're kin to Heriberto Castillo Jr. Boy, he was sure a good-looking kid. Woo!
Who?
Heriberto Castillo Jr. Hank and I interviewed him one time when we were out there at Calder, and Hank had the double for about like what you cashed, 2 weeks ago. About $10. Hank was out there touting, I had the double. Well, so did everybody else in the joint, Hank.
That was funny.
But, gamblers, they're always touting how, always is a big day. Every day is a big day. If every day is a big day, why would anybody work, especially in these times, huh?
Right.
When we all go sit in front of a machine. I had a really good day yesterday. I hate to say that. In fact, lately, I don't know what it is. I've been on a real run. I got the runs. In fact, no, was that yesterday morning or the morning before?
The morning before.
Oh, I didn't just have the runs. I had the heebie-jeebies. Wow, that's the Jewish runs, the heebie-jeebies.
I see.
Man. I'm serious. I was racing into that magic room, and I don't know why. I was using the big tea room because I got a small one right over here, the guest tea room that Paco uses. I don't want to be sitting on that thing.
Really?
Here's a poll idea from Leona. What will George do when Neil retires? I've got about 100 polls, by the way, in my thing. What will George do? Sell empanadas on 8th Street, sell weed, become a professional roller skater, and have a show on 560 QM, or kill himself? Well, I don't think George is going to kill himself.
No, not over that.
Hulk Hogan's tirade caught on tape from Barry Jackass. I don't care about that. Leave that for Bubba. Okay? Leave all the Hulk Hogan stuff for Bubba. Barry. Macho Lindo says, I'm wishing you and George a very lucky weekend. You're a hot boy in Miami. Yeah. Not even lukewarm. About as hot as a matzo ball. And probably about as sharp as one, too. Oh, the fake Dave Lamont says, oh, it's a link. Says, I fart a lot. I fart a lot at gmail.com. I sent you a news article. Well, I don't do links. Oh, look at this. This is good. I'm insulted that you think no one knows who I am. I was dominating the ratings of South Florida for years. There would be no WSBN or Rick Sanchez, Sally Fitz. So I'm sure after you read this compelling email, I'll be banished like you did Mr. Radio. So I guess I'll stop the email and enjoy the North Carolina weather. Sir, take care. May their good ratings be with you. Steve Rondinero. P.S. Still hope you can make the reunion picnic April 18th. I can't make the reunion picnic. Do I ever want to hear from you again? Fake Steve Rondinero. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody remembers you. You're boring. Boring. just like most of your other fake emails. Boring, Mr. Radio. Boring, ponderous, etc.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
How may I be helping you today? Hey. Would you please to be having a blue Slurpee? We are having a sale on Camels. R-A-G-G. We have had about many flavors. I'm afraid that is not feasible. R-A-G-G-A-G-A-D-A. Okay, I'll tell you everything. My skin may be brown, but inside I'm pink. Yes, it's true, we put our women in bags. It is only because they smell so bad. You can blame a group for reactions of a group, but we do not drink our wee-wee. It smell like our poop. Let's go start making fun of me. Let's shave off my beard, make my face clean. Raghead. If you excuse me now, I'm ready to sing. R-A-G-G-A-K-E-D. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. Raghead. Ah-la-la-la. R-A-G-G-A-G-A-D. Raghead.
17 till noon at 560 WQAM. We got the big O at Doral at 2 o'clock. Oh, Tiger's going to be teeing off in 47 minutes. Aren't you excited? Isn't the pressure getting to you?
Yeah, but not about that.
You better get your priorities straightened out, mister. You work on WQAM.
Oh, I know.
We're a golf-intensive station. We're into balls, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Tennis balls, baseballs, golf balls, footballs, hockey balls.
If it's balls, they like them here.
So anyway, Kendrick Castillo, he rode at Thistledown. I did a little research during the break.
Okay.
I don't know how many races he ever won, but I can't find too much on him. He's riding the 7-horse that I picked 5 afternoons this afternoons at Gulfstream. Dropping down from a 25 maiden claimer to 15, taking a big drop down. After a layoff, but some pretty good works. Taking a big drop.
Yeah.
Has got by far and away the best speed ratings in a race. And there's not that much to like about any of these horses in here. These are maidens.
Yeah.
And he's a 5-year-old maiden. He's only had 3 races lifetime. That's not too promising. 5-year-old that's only raced 3 times, but with good speed ratings. And this is only a 5.5 furlong event, after which some of these may be on the ground. Oh, geez, don't say that. Here's the fake Jimmy Syphilis. I'm going to tell you, that's how desperate the audience is when they start having to imitate fake emailers. From Joe Howard at some email thing, and signed Jimmy Syphilis. Subject, from the desk of Jimmy Cephalo. Neil, if you don't stop, I'll have no choice but to spoon with my boyfriend Danny for comfort in the wine cellar. Spoon. You can tell that Joe is an old... nobody says spoon anymore. Am I right?
Right.
They might say knife and fork, but they sure don't say spoon. So I don't want to hear anything about Jimmy and Danny, but seriously, Neil, if I lose my job doing the Dolphin games, maybe I could record some promos for you like, oh, boy, it's the 1 to 2 hour, or love your show, Neil, love you. Jimmy Syphilis, P.S. I'm not gay. Well, thank God for that. We don't want no fly boy doing the Dolphin games. We don't want no Fagala soda. Oh, here's one. Great. Wait till you hear who it's from. Hey, Neil, today is my first time listening to your show, and I must say you have a wonderful show. You keep me laughing most of the times. I will listen to your show religiously from now on. I do have a few complaints. Not a lot, just a few. Sometimes you have a few corny jokes that's not really funny. I don't know whether to laugh or scratch my nuts. The idiot that you have with you really irritate me. His voice is annoying. Please get rid of him as soon as possible because he's going to bring the ratings down. Keep doing a great job, Neil. Go Dolphins. Signed, Cecil the Diesel Collins. Oh, no. Remember Cecil?
Yeah.
He just wanted to dip his wick, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of corny, he just wanted to dip his wick, old Cecil. He crawled in through the window and, well, Greg says Kendry sounds like a brother. Good for him, but it's all whatever. Whatever that means. Kendry, does that sound like a brother to you?
Yeah, it does.
Castillo, does that sound like a brother's name?
No.
Oh.
Although we have them, you know.
You have what?
Brothers.
Dark-complected.
Yeah, scads of them.
Brother Julio?
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Kendry Castillo. I don't know anything about him. And there sure as hell ain't a whole lot of material to research there. It's like when you research Johnny Dark. The fake Ernie Sochin says, I take issue with what you just said, that yesterday's performance by University of Miami's men's basketball team was criminal. We're talking about the University of Miami here. What isn't criminal when it comes to that place? They're a criminal something posing as an institute of higher learning. Everything about that place, from Donna Shillelagh's office down to the janitorial staff, is by nature and definition criminal. By the way, I have it on good authority that Prozac Ron has a master's degree from UM. Is any further evidence required? He's our friend. The masses should march down there with torches and pitchforks. Oh, that's nice. Wearing the brown and gray Argyles today, the fake Ernie Sochin. Yeah, they stunk yesterday, and we're pretty... That's why I'm surly today. I had one email said, oh, you sound a little surly today. I am. I mean, on the one hand, we get surly that they stuck that UM basketball right here in the middle of the show, which is a ratings killer. Not just a harm, but killer. The Dow's down 47 points. But on the other hand, when, we had a nice short day yesterday and we're thinking, oh, boy, we could do this again 2 days in a row. It would be like a nice thing. Would it be a nice thing?
It would have been.
Who doesn't like a nice thing?
Nobody I know.
Oh, this is so sad. Henry Lopez. I wonder if he's kin to Lucy Lopez. Whatever happened to her? Did she turn on you, too, like all those other chicks do?
No. What do you mean? Oh, what other chicks?
I don't know. It's just Jesus. God, you
just
are...
Just asking what you're talking about, man.
I'm not talking about anything. I'm just killing time while I'm printing this thing out.
Okay.
Lisette says, hi, Neil and George. I just wanted to see if either of you caught South Park on Wednesday night. No, but somebody emailed it to me. I can the link. I can watch the whole thing.
Very good, and you should.
It was hilarious. Was making fun of the Jonas Brothers and their fans. You would have gotten a kick out of it. Anyway, love the show. Keep it up, and have a great weekend. You too, Lisette. I'll watch it one of these hours. Henry Lopez says, I used to listen to you back in the old 610 days, but moved out of Miami to Southwest Florida, Cape Coral in 2002. I can still pick up the week 560 AM 5-watt signal over here, but also have to put up with the Castro Brothers companies to bleed over signal. Good to hear you on the radio. Keep up the good work and tell that spick bastard to cheer up. Oh, and by the way, please leave Brittany and Jimmy alone. Leave them alone. Yada, yada, yada. Your Southwest Florida spick bastard listener, Henry. Okay, Henry. Hasta que me olvides. Etc.
Yo.
All of these things.
Right. Here's one from Snooky. I'm an avid listener and try mailing it in weekly. I live in Aventura and keep my jock body. I run a 3-mile lap around the golf course across from Aventura Mall 2 to 3 times a week. Yesterday, I was halfway through the lap when my nostrils started sensing a strong, disgusting stench. First, I thought I must have run past a dead animal, but the smell did not go away. I quickly realized I had stepped on a small pile of dog joists. I stopped and tried to scrape it off on the grass, but some remained in the crevices of my sneakers. As I continued to run, I was bitching and complaining about people that don't pick up their dog joists, and suddenly on the horizon, I noticed an old lady walking a thing that looked like a gremlin. As I got closer, I realized that she was walking a small, hairy, ugly dog, realized she had no doggy bag, and stopped. I asked her what she would do when he joiced, and she replied that he never joiced, only at home. He never joiced, just at home.
I see.
I lifted my foot and showed her the fresh dog joist I had just stepped on, told her she should be a bit more considerate for others, and kept running. For all you dog owners out there, pick up your dog's joist when you walk them.
That's right.
Sincerely, another Jorge. P.S. Love the show. Pick up your dog's joist.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in Amsterdam. Boy, you talk about dog crap all over the place. Oh, the sights and smells of Amsterdam. That is a town with some real funky smells. And, boy, you better watch where you're walking. You better not be too stoned. You better be at least coherent enough to watch where you're sticking your feet. Dow's down 35 points. You upset? I got a great article, by the way, by Dennis Rakonen from the Smirkling Chimp. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
Oh, Sirius XM Radio planning to stream to iPhone and iPod. That's why they're up to 19 cents.
Okay.
I got a great article about from Smirking Chimp after the noon break.
Smirkling Chimp?
Smirkling Chimp. Mario S. says, good morning, Neil and George. Hope you're both having a good day. Oh, this is from yesterday. Wow.
Oh.
Well, we had a short show yesterday. We couldn't get to all the stuff. Today, there'd be no problem getting all the stuff because there ain't that much because, Yesterday at 11:30, we vanished from the Richter scale. Couple of things. First, South Park last night. Did George watch it? It was about the Jonas Brothers and Mickey Mouse. It was the first new episode of the new season, but I think I had seen it before. How could he have seen it before?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Basically, they portrayed Mickey as an evil, maniacal owner of the Disney Corporation. It was amusing, but I couldn't get Mickey telling Bob Iger to give back his money. Do you know what that means?
Not a word of it.
No. Also, I watched the Heat game last night, and on the post-game show, Eric Reed, who I really enjoy and don't believe talks through his teeth anymore, announced that today he and color analyst Tony Fiorentino are holding a charity golf event and dinner to honor Shula and award the first ever Sonny Hirsch Excellence in Broadcast Award. The recipient was the Humper. Yes, apparently the Humper is good enough to be honored and decorated with awards, but not good enough to be QM's prized lineup. Go figure. Yeah, that's right. Not good enough for Jolly Joe Bell. From the moment that they shoved the Humper out the door, from that moment, December or a year ago December, this place has gone down, down, down the tube. I mean the tube. It says, I just heard you read somebody else's email about South Park, so my apologies for repeating information, but how about a Mickey bit in honor of last night's episode, Mario asked. No, I'm not playing no Mickey bits. I mean, I'm not saying never again, but Jesus, you talk about wearing stuff out.
Eisner?
That's it. That's enough. Right? Isn't that enough?
Sure. We got a little bit more.
What are you smirkling about?
Here.
I'm going through Gaviscon like Pez.
Now, don't overdo it.
Oh, jeez, sorry.
How about a Mickey bit? How about some Mike Lang? How about some Bob Prince? How about cut the crap?
Yeah. What can we do for you?
Cut the crap. What?
Welcome to the What Can We Do For You radio show. Please tell us what we can do for you, and we'll just do that all day.
Yeah, just go ahead and program the show.
Go ahead.
Oh, Gus again. You do not get spam with Gmail. Ask all the real people who have it. Okay, Gus, whatever you say. You stick to your Gmail, I'll stick. Oh, no. Mr. Radio has invented a new email address. That's how desperate he is. That's how desperate. Why did you block me? Because I don't want to hear from you. I'm your number one fan. I've been a chronic since the 1360 WKAT days. I only offered to digitalize the tapes because George is too lazy and hates the show anyways. How can I get back into your good graces? Yeah. And then he says, I can blank just like Brian Craig. Just ask Norma Kent. Your fan forever, Mr. Radio. Just go away. Go away.
Oh, I'm having chest pains now.
Yeah. Go away. Beasley Post lost for 2008. Yeah, we know that. We don't need any reminders of it, okay? We know who we work for. Times are tough. Everybody's losing money. Here's one that says, I got rid of a lot of that crap, meaning spam, by opening them up, using the computer, and somewhere at the bottom in the small print is an unsubscribe option. What happens is that when you use certain websites, you agree to receive this stuff by default. It takes a few attempts, but it helps, says Steve. Well, thanks, Steve. I don't have time to potchkey with that. Do you?
No.
Here's one from Sal. Neil, long time, first time. Whatever happened to the Blow Laddie Blow bid? Is that one that's been banned? Where can I get this? Says Sal from Rochester. You have to ask if that's been banned? Playing bagpipes? My God, Sal, go back to Rochester. Go back to Eastman Kodak. Go knock on the door, see if they'll open up for you. Go to Hickey Freeman. Go to Don and Bob's and see if they'll reopen for you there on Monroe Avenue. Boy, I sure miss Don and Bob's. Bad. If that one was over next to where I went to elementary school in Brighton, I would paddle across Lake Ontario this afternoon and go just to go to Don and Bob's.
You'd paddle who?
To get some of those great burgers and those White Hots. The same White Hots that Wayne Arnold's got, by the way.
And just sitting around the house with not much to do. I got Neil Rogers on the radio, and, hey, what do you know there? It's the, what do you call it there, 12 to 1 hour.
I have no problem with Defoe, but Defoe is somewhat intimidated. And it's like Laws or Peter...
Wait a minute. Intimidated by what, Jeff? What do you have that I'm intimidated by?
Well, I don't know. You kind of turn red when I come in the studio.
Why would I turn red when you come in here? Just because I'm looking at a guy that's trying to worm his way onto this show.
I'm not worming my way on. I don't want your job.
What are you talking about? You know what? This goes back. Let's clear the air right now, Jeff Rimmer. Yeah, back at the Isle of Dreams former radio station, when you came on the air on Neil Rogers' show and trashed virtually everybody that worked at the station, I got the feeling that you were sending a message to Neil and trying to work your way around going through conventional systems about getting a job on the air, that you were saying that I was sandbagging your chances of getting on the radio.
Absolutely.
And that's what I kept hearing from people that knew you personally, and instead of saying it to me, you're running around saying, oh, well, this DeForest is the reason I'm not getting a job here.
No, that's not true. That's that's not true. But anyway, I want to move on.
No. You're just going to move on?
Move on.
You're saying I'm jealous of what you're doing?
No, I'm not saying
Well, what is that, Jeff? You come on our show and say that?
No, what I am saying, though, is this. I just feel sometimes you kind of get a little uncomfortable.
I'm intimidated by you? Who wouldn't be uncomfortable with a guy that's trying to stab you in the back?
Oh, wow. That's what we need, a little bit of that more old-time controversy, huh?
Sure.
And that one wasn't even contrived.
No, actually.
That was for real.
Sure
19 points on the downside on the Dow. Dennis Rakonen in Smirking Chimp says, well, he's got a list of things. 10 points. 1.
Okay.
God doesn't exist and never did. Belief in a Heavenly Father rose out of primitive ignorance and associated superstition. To think that an omnipotent old fellow with a white beard sits on a golden throne in the sky is wildly ridiculous. The only thing crazier is to believe said deity created us, governs our affairs, and deserves our blind obedience. Help stamp out witch hunts and suicide bombings, relegate God to the same dustbin of mythology where all ghosts, holy or otherwise, rightfully belong. 2, we don't have souls and don't go anywhere but into the ground to be eaten by worms when we die. Let's bravely acknowledge that fact. 3, quit contending that global warming isn't real. Except for discredited charlatan scientists of the kind who promote intelligent design, the overwhelming majority of truly qualified experts agree that man-made greenhouse gases are dangerously heating the planet. Conservatives can't bring themselves to admit that liberals and UN types could ever be correct about anything, so they naysay, sit on their hands, and would allow their grandchildren and ours to ultimately perish, fearfully grasping for precious breath. 4, nationalism sucks. Belief that one's own country is better or more important than all the others has generated massively destructive jingoism and xenophobia through the ages. Combined with religion, it's been the chief cause of war for bloody centuries. Join me in pledging to never take up arms against anyone on bogus pretexts or to imagine them inferior, evil, etc., just because they live beyond the ocean, look strange, and have unfamiliar customs. 5, let's jettison monopoly capitalism, which is so parasitically harmful that it makes a starving vampire bat seem benign. If we the people took over the economy, democratically controlling it for public profit and common gain, we'd never get robbed at the gas pump again, pay an arm and a leg for medical care or prescription drugs, lose our homes to usurious mortgage thieves, or get sent off to die in meddling neocons, criminal invasions abroad. Fire the boss. Become a fair-minded owner of America along with your fellow workers and neighbors. 6, stop bashing immigrants. Each of our own arriving ethnic groups was accused by existing nativists of stealing jobs, being a societal drain, having criminal and otherwise unsavory tendencies, or spreading disease, just as mostly Hispanic immigrants are condemned today. Such successive discrimination plainly benefited divide-and-conquer corporate profiteers. It was only when ethnicities, races, and genders united, understanding that an injury to one is an injury to all, that the overall U.S. working class made decisive advances and acquired a mutually better living standard. 7, admit that nothing worthwhile comes from conservatism. Its abject selfishness masquerading as a valid ideology, its sole purpose is to perpetuate minority privilege attained through illegitimate power wielded against consequently suffering masses. Conservatives will never utter the word justice, for it's a shattering indictment of their consistently exploitative role in human affairs. Everything good has been fiercely resisted by the political right, abolishing slavery and child labor, gaining women's suffrage, struggling to achieve racial equality, raising the minimum wage, implementing progressive taxation, establishing health and safety standards in the workplace and the community at large, just to name a few. 8, accept that while abortion isn't pretty, it's often necessary. Furthermore, only each female in each specific unique circumstance has the right to determine what constitutes a legitimate abortion need. No male or male-dominated institution should interfere in this most personal and difficult choice. Before guys say one word about the supposed impropriety of terminating an unacceptable pregnancy, they should produce ironclad guarantees about controlling their reckless libidos and keeping their penises in their pants if that's where they're told they should remain. 9, repeat after me, better gay than grumpy. The only problem with homosexuality is that some straights, insecure about their own orientation, get uptight over it. Most animal species engage in same-sex contact on a minority basis. Therefore, it isn't unnatural, just different, and entirely involuntary, just like being left-handed rather than right. Besides, aren't the last 6 words of the Pledge of Allegiance with liberty and justice for all? Quit being hypocrites and get aboard the freedom train. And 10, to nurture the collective human spirit, which is quite different than a religious soul, think less about what you can personally acquire in a material sense. Instead, join struggles for shared prosperity. Know that the greatest reward for giving a deprived child reason to laugh, honor and guard our earthly home, lie down beside a blade of grass and contemplate its simple magnificence, and then when relentless age takes its final toll, buy the farm with a contented smile. You lived well, you did the right thing. Feed those worms and help make that grass grow. How do you like that?
Good list.
Turn left, take 10 steps, discover a better world. Dennis Rakonen from Superior, Wisconsin, has been writing progressive commentary with a heartland perspective for various outlets since the 60s, it says. From the Smirkling Chimp. I think that's a damn good article.
Damn good. Should read it again later.
Really?
Or not.
Oh. Well, when's that basketball game come on, huh? Come on now. When's that basketball game starting?
Not soon enough.
Canes. Oh, my God. We should have known. Didn't I tell you yesterday that they were going to stink the joint out? I knew it. I could smell it. Ooh, that's Donna Shalala. Here's Captain Singh. Greetings from Mindy's News, best selection of newspapers and magazines in Miami on the corner of 71st and Collins. Not that he's given himself a little plug, but he deserves it. He's our friend. Heard you speak about salads a couple of days ago. Ever been to Grand Lux Cafe, sister restaurant of the Cheesecake Factory? Oh, please. They have this one particular salad that my wife and I, both strict vegetarians, absolutely love. It's the Manhattan salad. Excellent mix of veggies, 3 types of cheeses, topped with their house vinegar. Try it in Toronto, otherwise next time you're in Miami. Like they have that here, the Grand Lux. They don't got no Grand Lux. What is this man talking about? Did you ever watch Slumdog Millionaire and all the Oscars it won? Also, when are you going to India?
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to go to India. If I want to be in the middle of India, all I got to do is take a cab here. Think they ever washed their turbans?
I don't know.
The
Punjabi? You asked that
before.
We'd have to ask one.
Yeah. We need some information on that,
Probably.
all you turban-wearing goofballs.
I imagine they have an assortment.
Really? Like Moe's hairpieces,
right.
Huh? Like Moe's toupees?
I imagine.
Ara, the only Julia listening in Hialeah, says, please don't click on those unsubscribe buttons. If you do that, they know your email is valid. Then you get even more spam. Only unsubscribe if you know the company. How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's one that says, you're always talking about how much better life in this country was in the 50s and 60s in all your old haunts like Detroit and Boston. You said that in your opinion, it's not as good in any of these cities today as it was then. That is correct. Detroit is a toilet now. A toilet. And Boston is okay, but not like it used to be. What you don't mention is that the deterioration in quality of living coincides with the leftists taking over government and policy in the late 60s and 70s. Oh, yeah, the leftists. That must be it. It must have been the leftists who burned down Detroit in 1967. Wasn't it the leftists?
That's right.
Obviously, you're too old at this point. We'll never change your views, but there's a clear correlation. Oh, the leftists. That's right. Keep peddling your right-wing crap. And by the way, you lost the election. Big time. You didn't just lose. You got slaughtered. You got slammed. You got decimated. Now, when are we going to start getting some emails that make some sense? We need to hear about the turbans, I'll tell you that right now. Well, what's the deal? Do they sleep with the turbans on, the schmata heads?
I don't know. We need somebody to tell us.
We need some clarification on that. Also, we need to find out who the hell Kendrick Castillo is. I'm getting real nervous. Although the jockeys in that second race today, it's not exactly an award-winning list. Let's go down the list. Where the hell are the jockeys on this thing? Boy. Alfonso Reed. Who the hell's Alfonso Reed?
I don't know.
Abraham Banda, Ares Campos, Wilmer Galvez, Martin Ramos Ramirez, Elvis Trujillo, we know him, he's a good rider, Kendry Castillo, Julio Castillo, and Tadia Simpson. Who are these people? Where do they come from?
I don't know.
Who is Kendry Castillo? You know, we don't have any horse racing people listening because if we did, every week when we do this every Friday, we get some input, output on the thing, you know, besides just Phil Ark saying, bet the chalk, bet the chalk. By the way, the horse I picked in the morning line is, what is he? 3-1. He's second choice in the morning line. So he might be the chalk or not. He ought to be a decent price. I don't see there being any heavy chalk in this race because they're like maidens. They've never won a race. They've never even been a contender. But we don't have any horse people, so because otherwise we get some input, you know. But we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We get zippity-doo-dah. I don't want to say that nobody's listening when we do that horse thing because, you know, you're involved in what's making you a lot extra money on those Fridays. Right. Isn't it? Except for the money that you lose because I picked the wrong horse.
Right. Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. And I don't think Tulipomania. She's okay and she's improved. Now, I like Erica Fugitive as a horse. There's no doubt about it. And the fact that she rated in this.
What about as a watermelon?
Good. Now, it was also a race to complete.
I was just thinking that.
What a stupid comment. This is the Aqueduct Handicappers. I like him as a horse. What about as a pussycat? What about as a mouse?
Right, as a teapot.
Oh, my God. Teapot? Are you starting with that teapot and a, however that goes?
Hey, Hawk me nicht.
Tempest in a peapot?
Yeah.
Wow. So, and still nothing more about the Bubba Love Sponge. Nothing. Nobody listens to him. Or maybe there's no crossover audience. Maybe none of the Bubba people listen to this show. You think that's possible?
It is possible.
Even Brandon ain't got nothing to say anymore about Bubba.
O'Neill! It's Friday, you bastard.
24 hours a day, I'm gonna be offended. I can't believe the things that you say. I'm gonna be offended. Even if it is a joke that's meant to entertain. Listen, I'm going to complain. Don't care if it is stupid, don't care if it's insane. Oh, no. 24 hours a day, I'm gonna be offended. Whether it's religion or about gays, I'm gonna be offended. Gonna get you fired, thought you'd like to know. Look out, my head's gonna explode. Someone's got to stop it, protest against your show. I'm gonna be offended. I'm gonna be offended. I'm gonna be offended. I'm gonna be offended.
Oh, just like a lot of people out there in Radio Land. Oh, I'm offended. Oh, did you hear what he said? Oh, geez. Too bad. Isn't that what we're here for, is to offend people?
If we do our job right.
That's right. If we're offending a lot of people, then we're doing a hell of a job. Man killed girlfriend in fight over beer and tried to have sex with her corpse, Fort Lauderdale police say. Well, that's one way to make sure she don't resist.
That's right.
That's what, what's his name, Quasimodo said. Works like a charm every time. Remember Quasimodo and Esmeralda?
Yeah, he had sex with
What kind of a name is that anyway, Esmeralda?
I don't know. Foreign?
Old-fashioned, I guess. Any chicks named Esmeralda. Although Misha, that's an interesting name. I bet you back in the day there was no Misha.
Right.
And Letitia.
Probably not.
A man said he killed his girlfriend in an argument over beer and then tried to have sex with her corpse, according to an arrest warrant police released yesterday.
Must not have been very mad at her.
Robert Condi, 41 of Fort Lauderdale, was arrested Wednesday and charged with one count of first-degree murder in the death of Ruth Ann Trueblood, police detective Yvette Martinez said. According to the arrest report, Condi told police he and Trueblood were drinking together outdoors when she told him he couldn't have more beer. He told police he got upset and beat her, saying she was on her back defenseless as he punched her several times in the face until he knew she was dead. Wow. That must have been a hell of a beating.
Telling you.
Even Rihanna never got a beating like that. Well, close to it, I guess, though.
Not yet.
Yeah, if she just sticks with Chris, she'll be all right. Condi took off her pants and unsuccessfully tried to have sex with her, the arrest report said. He told police he then covered her up and lay next to her. Her body was left behind a building in the 600 block of Southwest 1st Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. When police arrived at the scene about 8:30 a.m., they found Condi nearby. After he told police he didn't know her, he said, "Okay, all right, I did it. I killed her," and the arrest report said. He killed a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
First he said he didn't know her, and they said, I guess that didn't work, so yeah, okay, I killed her. But he tried unsuccessfully to have sex with the body.
Maybe he needed some soft Cialis.
I got all kinds of contacts for him. Oh, baby. I got lots of contacts for Robert.
You'll forward them along?
Oh, my God. Just one after another after another. Oh, here's the fake Larry King. I listened to Bubba like he's a Tampa redneck, but he does a pretty good show. He had Hulk Hogan on today. Oh, how unusual. How unusual. Hulk Hogan is to that show like what Drew Rosensteinkrantz is to the Joe Rose Show. Chronic. Obsessive. It actually had him panhandle with the homeless. How did Bubba do in the ratings for January? He stunk. He sucked. As if you don't already know, Fake Larry. He stunk. Paul and old Ron just slaughtered him. They butchered him. They had like a 5-1, and he had a 1.7 share. And the monthly in January was, I'm sure, lower than that. Bad. Weak. The amount of input we get about the Bubba Love Sponge show, you could put in a thimble and have room for Jolly Joe's big, fat, pimply, ugly, smelly ass left over. Am I right?
Yep.
Yes. Dow's down 62 points. Although it's still 7,100 plus. Now let me go over to BNN and make sure that Maria's not right about that loony going back up again. Oh, my God. That would be really bad if the loony starts making a big comeback and goes up over 80 again. I'm screwed and tattooed. Oh, nobody here cares about your freaking loony. Sure you do. You want the loony to be really weak, too, because that means that fewer Canadians are coming to South Florida. Is that good logic or what? You bet.
Sure. Works for
the
me.
loony is really weak, especially those frogs. Those really high-tipping frogs.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about guys who are high-stepping, it's another thing about people who are high-tipping. Nope. Parlez-vous, no tip. The TSX is down a little bit. 96 point. You care about that? Toronto Stock Exchange? No, I don't either.
No.
Neither should anybody else. It's all a Ponzi game. That's what Fonzie said. It's all a big Ponzi game. Well, by the time they finally get around to showing this damn loony thing, my God, you could plots. Kill some good time, though, here waiting. And we've only got an hour and 22 minutes until post time for the second race at Gulfstream for Nick. And they just keep going through all this other crap. TSX, the Dow is down 57. There we go. Oh, it's back down to 78.5. Good. You're wrong, Maria. You're full of dog duty, Maria. Fake Maria B. You don't know your squat with those bags. How the hell could she see what's going on the big board anyway with those heavy bags? She's got bags under her eyes bigger than Lassiter's.
Yep.
I know it sounds insensitive to say it, but he's one of the few people I've ever known in my life who actually had fat on his eyelids. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Did you follow? Oh, stop with the drop-ins from a dead man, for crying out loud. That is so bad.
He's immortalized.
They should be picking on the bird again.
He's immortalized.
Thank God we haven't had any emails from Johnny Dark today. Oh, hell, no wonder I'm feeling a little bit better, in spite of the fact that the Keens stunk the joint out yesterday.
Well, it's early yet.
Do you realize we'd already be gone for almost an hour?
Do I realize it? Are you kidding me? I had made all these plans that I had to cancel.
Yeah.
God.
George was going to get laid and filleted.
High, right?
John in Lake Worth, a good friend of ours, finally, says, in between commercials on the Bob and Tom Show, I've tried to listen to Bubba. Simply put, he blows, unfunny. A Howard wannabe and #1 butt sucker. Chronic complainer about Clear Channel, how he got screwed, etc. That's all he has to say. He did mention you when referring to his dismal ratings. He didn't slam you, but did mention how you two read the ratings, and we're not ashamed to do so. I've been reading the ratings before Bubba Love Sponge was born, before he was an embryo. He did want to know how to attract more listeners here in South Florida. He won't. Freebies might work, but I would recommend shutting the transmitter off, says John. Hoping you're enjoying the sunshine today. I'm enjoying the show as always, John in Lake Worth. Thank you, John. See, there's a guy comes through for us. I ask a question, he comes through and answers it.
Wow.
Yeah.
One in a row.
It's a novel concept. The rest of the audience, like the thing about Kendry Castillo, we don't have any horse racing people out there at all. Or maybe just we do, but they don't know who the hell that kid is. And he's riding my pick, the 7-horse, 5 afternoons in the second race today. It's not good. It's not comforting when you don't know the jock. But when you don't know most of the other jockeys in the race, it's like a phantom race. Maybe the Headless Horseman, maybe Ichabod Crane is going to be aboard, you think?
Maybe.
The Headless Norseman? And what about, and I'll tell you why we don't get any response about the turbans and the Punjabi and stuff, because there are none in South Florida.
Oh, well, somebody's got to know one.
Here, I mean, you pick the ethnic group, Chinese, Jamaican, Indian, and here there's like hundreds of thousands of them in Toronto.
Uzbekistani.
20 or 30. Okay. And there's a bunch of Tamil tigers, too. What do they call it? Sri Lankans. What the hell is a Tamil tiger?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of tigers, see that 6 minutes he's teeing off. That's what's going on. That's why we're not getting the Indian crowd in. They're all waiting for the tiger. Tiger! The obsession with him and his golf. I mean, I don't begrudge him anything, but he's a golf guy. He plays golf.
Yep.
Oh, Barry says you should be able to get the spy reports from Tony Gonzalez from 93 Rock. We learned this week that she's married to Flea. She should be able to give the good scoop since she's under Mike Disney, so to speak. Well, a good scoop on what?
On what?
I don't know, Barry. Barry's material today is the all-time worst. He's really desperate. All that crap about that, what's his name, Tim Conway Jr. and KABC. Nobody cares about that, Barry. My God, it's not bad enough we got Joyce and Joe trying to put the kibosh on what we can do on the show, but we got Barry putting out a lot of crap that nobody in this market cares about? Oh, it's a South Florida show. It would never go over. That's right, because that's where we're on the air. That's correct. Why don't you talk a lot more about the great restaurants in Toronto? That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Do it.
So let me ask you, guess where I'm going at 2 o'clock?
You're listening to Neil Rogers. It's Friday, you bastard.
Absolutely.
Britney saw your crotch. Britney saw your crotch. Britney saw your crotch. We saw a photo of your honey pot. Britney saw your crotch. Britney saw your crotch. Britney saw your crotch, and Santa saw the camel toe you got. I really wish you'd wear pants this Christmas, so you don't look like a tramp this Christmas. I hope you plan wearing pants this Christmas when you spread your legs apart.
And how dare anyone out there make fun of Britney?
I know it's bad. Well, I'm so excited that I found that. Not that we want to play it a lot, but
go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. 12:32 at 560 WQM on a fine Friday, man. The sun is shining. It's a great day. It's a marvelous day. My lesbianese terrorist cab driver is picking me up at 2 o'clock. Why aren't you driving? I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Some days I feel like it, and some days I don't. And you know what?
What?
I'll do what I want to do. See, that's the one thing about getting to be an adult and going out on your own and working and earning a living and being independent.
Yeah.
Other than work, which, you know, I mean, if you got this kind of a job, you have to show up certain hours and do your thing, do your duty. Other than that, you pretty much do what you want. Freedom. Yeah. Freedom to do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what you want?
Yeah. Isn't that what we all want?
That's what we all want. Freedom to do what we want, when we want it. Oh, you keep trying to convince yourself, Neil. Convince myself of what? That there's a lot of losers out there behind their anonymous emails and phone calls who write crap? Yeah, we already know that. I don't need to convince myself. Here's a great story with a picture, no less. Picture of a parrot. A picture taken in 1946 shows Pinky perched on the forearm of Winston Churchill, sitting in a wicker chair. But that would be nice. Maybe I'll get me a wicker chair and put it on my little balcony out there.
Okay.
Balcony's the size of a teacup. Negotiating a bicycle along a high wire, Pinky, the Moluccan cockatoo, has been entertaining the crowds at Miami's Jungle Island for 67 years. I never heard of Jungle Island. I heard of the Parrot Jungle.
Well, that's what it is now.
Really?
They moved it, and now it's Jungle Island.
I've been to the old Parrot Jungle a couple of times.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I seen me a cockatoo.
That's what I heard.
A picture taken in 1946 shows Pinky perched on the forearm of the former Prime Minister Winston Churchill as he sits in a wicker chair. After leading battle-scarred Britain through the Second World War and losing the 1945 general election to Clement Attlee, Churchill was ordered to escape the English winter by his doctor. Hello, doctor! Finding solace in Miami, Churchill spent New Year's Day 1946 in sunny Florida, where he stayed for 8 months. It's probably all the time he could take. During his time in the state, Churchill visited the aviary sanctuary, which at that time was known as the Parrot Jungle Facility, had opened in 1936. Pinky was born in 1941, so she was fully grown and performing by the time Churchill visited the Parrot Jungle. At the time when Churchill visited Miami in 1946, the Parrot Show was very popular, said Ryan Prentice, the bird show manager of the Winged Wonder Show at Jungle Island. The Winged Wonder Show, wow.
Whoa.
When he visited what was the old Parrot Jungle facility, Pinky was the #1 star of the show. I wonder if he was kin to Pinky Lee. Remember Pinky Lee?
No.
Who was the comedian who used to do ho-ho? Ha? Oh, that was Red Buttons. The show is a 25-minute show that has changed over the years, but one thing that's never changed is Pinky's spot where she rides a bicycle. No one noted the names of the birds who met Churchill on his visit, but studying the picture, we are certain this one is Pinky. No one noted the names of the birds. I mean, is this pathetic or what? What are they trying to say?
I have no life.
Oh. He added, Pinky mostly whistles, sings, and says some words, but if she could talk properly, then just imagine what she might say. Like my grandmother had a parrot. My uncle bought her a parrot and taught her to say, Mrs. Solomon's a son of a bitch.
Cute.
True story. My uncle Muggsy Solomon, the bookie. I bet you Muggsy would know who Kedrick Castillo is. We're getting no input whatsoever on my pick 5 afternoons and 7 horse in the second race or the jockey or anything. Anything horse racing related. Isn't that kind of scary?
Typical?
No.
I'm thinking.
Parrots can live to over 100, and Pinky is very healthy. She rides a bike every morning. She has a lot more exercise than other birds because she's got her own bicycle. Wow. She rides a bike every morning. How does a cockatoo ride a bike?
It's a very little bike.
So maybe she'll learn a few more words in her later years and tell us about it. Churchill's time in Miami coincided with the writing of his famed Iron Curtain speech, in which he described the deep division between Western powers and the Eastern Bloc controlled by the then Soviet Union. Comunista, comunista, comunista. He also received an honorary degree from the University of Miami, accepting it before an audience of 17,500 at the then Burdine Bowl, later renamed the Orange Bowl. Did you know that?
No.
That the Orange Bowl was once called the Burdine Bowl?
I did not know that.
Wow, what useless trivia we got today. Hallelujah, baby. Hallelujah, Hollywood, as Randy Moeller would say. I almost said Randy Moltosh. Sorry, Randy Moltosh. Oh, here's somebody who used to like the phone calls. Well, guess what? We aren't doing any today. We aren't doing any today. Aaron in Dallas, Texas sends something. I'm printing these out.
Okay.
I'm sure there's nothing about turbans.
No.
And I'm sure there's nothing about Kedrick Castillo or any of the other stuff.
No.
Anything that I want to know about, they got nothing.
None of these things.
Right, that's right. As opposed to
all of these things.
It's none of these things. Whatever you want to talk about and know about, we don't know. We don't know, we don't care, we don't want to. Well, thanks a lot. Rhymes with snot. Jim says, I used to like the phone calls back when they were real and not knocked down to the sick, demented six. Oh, I think you should bring back the lightning round for one day only. No. The 6-6 would be out of your life forever, like a cockroach losing its mind when you flip the light on and off. The 6-6 would surely have strokes and heart attacks. Oh, yeah, sure. Gone forever. Meet me on the corner of Cecil and Spadina in the pouring rain. Whatever that means. There's no rain, and I have no idea where Cecil is. Nothing could be finer than to stay off of Spadina. It's a traffic hell on Spadina. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Oh, this is just silly.
Yeah.
Just silly. Yeah, have the lightning round back. That's all we had anymore was the lightning round.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I'm your friend. Over and over and over. I don't miss the calls at all. George does badly. In fact, here's George for the next hour and a half to do. Oh, that's right. We got the horse thing.
That's right.
If we didn't have the horsey thing, I would stick your ass on there right now.
Yeah, right.
What?
Not even you're such a slacker.
Do you want to bet? Hey, listen, I'm supposed to have today off, and so are you, because those Hurricanes were supposed to win yesterday.
Hey, didn't Joe offer to replay yesterday's game?
Yeah, that sounds like something he and Clarence would do. Oh, that Rogers couldn't draw flies to a Schmidt pile, like that. I got news for you. We drew something to a Schmidt pile, because look at where we are. Look who we're working for, Jolly Joe. Aaron in Dallas, Texas, my pal, says, I haven't been able to listen a lot lately, so I apologize if somebody's brought this up. Have you seen the show Jockeys on Animal Planet? No. It's a documentary show that follows jockeys at Santa Anita. It's a really good show to learn what jockeys go through to make it in the sport. There are several old riders, such as John Court and Mike Smith, you might recall. Yes, I know them all. I don't just recall, I know them all. Although I don't know Kedrick Castillo, and obviously neither does anybody else. I know Tyler Bays. Anyway, it might be worth watching. I think you would like it. It comes on Friday nights. Or you can watch all the episodes on the Animal Planet website. That might be kind of interesting, don't you think?
A little bit.
I wonder if they got anything on Justin Stein on there. You think?
Maybe.
I'll find it. Oh, my God, I can't find it. I'm losing it. I'm just forgetting what all these things are under. That's my old-timers kicking in. Oh, here it is.
Kills
For
more
anybody
time
wants
while
to
you're
know
looking.
who Justin Stein is?
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Yeah. Jockey, they're all little guys. Weigh about 10 pounds. But nobody knows who Kedrick Castillo is.
Oh, my God, your breasts are beautiful.
And now, here's another exciting offer from Video Treasure Chest. Just in time for Michael Leonard's birthday. The 70s drama The Waltons was a heartwarming look at a close-knit Depression-era family. But years later, a made-for-cable special took a look at the other side of Walton's Mountain, as this lost classic shows.
That night, after the soft, sweet twilight fell over Walton's Mountain, I could hear the familiar voices of my family echoing to each other through the old house.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, Jason.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Ben.
Mama?
Yes, Elizabeth.
Grandpa's in my bed again. Oh, man, don't you bother that sweet young girl.
Sorry, Esther. I thought it was Jim Bob's bed.
Can't be Jim Bob. Jim Bob's in bed with me.
I'm not Jim Bob, Mary Ellen. I'm your daddy.
Well, I guess that's everyone accounted for.
Wait a minute. Who's in bed with John Boy?
If there's anything I hate, it's a fickle sheep.
The Walton's Cable Special, The Family That Plays Together Stays Together, can be yours for just $19.95 in local video stores. Video Treasure Chest. We've got rooms of this crap.
14-1. Now, guess what? I did get somebody suggesting Bears General is the horse for the second race today. Bears General with Manny Ramirez, whoever that is.
Okay.
Now, let's see. That horse is 4-1 in the morning line. And there's one thing that he's really got going for him, and that's a great race at guess what track? Last November. Guess what track? Where am I going to?
Woodbine.
Yeah. Ridden by the outstanding Emma Jane Wilson. And just got beat a nose with a pretty damn good speed rating. But then 2 starts at Gulfstream, 4th by 16, and then dropping down to a 12.5 maiden claimer, 5th by 10, puked its guts out with a weak speed rating. Puked. That was going 6.5 furlongs. This is only 5.5. But there's going to be a speed duel in this race. There's some speed.
I see.
Senor Pedro, Bears General, their speed.
Senor Wences.
Senor Wenchies.
Sarai.
Who else? Who else is the speed? On the lead. Oh, Yuki's Ridge. Yuck. Yuki's Ridge. So their horse is going to be puking for the lead in here, and then they're going to all puke their guts out. In the stretch, it'll be whatever that horse is, with whoever that jockey is. 5 afternoons. I don't know. I'm doing my best for you, Nick, whoever you are. Now, here's a silly-ass email that says, the reason that there are so many Pakistanis, Indians, Hong Kongese, Jamaicans, etc. in Toronto is because they were all part of the Commonwealth, meaning the British Commonwealth. So anyone from any of those places can easily move to Canada if they so please. I didn't know that China was part of the Commonwealth. Do you remember that?
Yep.
I kind of forgot that. And what about the Philippines? How do you explain all the flippies here, huh?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
it's just a humongous. I'm going to say it again. It is written somewhere. I remember reading it somewhere. That Toronto is the most cosmopolitan city in the world, which, in some cases is a good thing, and in some cases is a bad thing, especially when they don't wash those turbines out, let the roaches out for a little fresh air. My God. There you go, making fun of other people with other dress and other customs. Yeah, exactly. A senior Vatican cleric on Saturday defended the excommunication of the mother and doctors of a 9-year-old girl who had an abortion in Brazil after being raped. The child was pregnant with twins. Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, head of the Roman Catholic Church's Congregation for Bishops, told La Stampa, an Italian daily newspaper, that the case was sad, but that the real problem is that the twins conceived were 2 innocent persons who had the right to live and could not be eliminated. He told La Stampa. I wonder what he told La Corriere della Sera. I just like saying the name of that paper. La Corriere della Sera. Evening Courier. Right?
Right.
You better get your Italian going, mister. You better catch up with the world.
Why?
I don't know, because I said so.
Okay.
Because I want to.
Okay.
The regional Archbishop, Jose Cardoso Sobrino, excommunicated the mother for authorizing the operation. He also excommunicated the doctors who carried out the operation for fear that the 80-pound girl wouldn't survive a full-term pregnancy. God's law is above any human law, Archbishop Cardoso said Thursday. Yeah, well, casa hoys, Pops. The girl's stepfather, whom she accused of sexual abuse, has been jailed. The case has incited fierce debate in Brazil Abortion is illegal there, but exceptions are allowed in cases of rape and when the mother's life would be endangered by giving birth. One of the doctors involved, Rivaldo Albuquerque. What kind of a name is that?
Made up?
Is that a New Mexican name? Rivaldo Albuquerque told Globo Television he would keep going to Mass regardless of the Archbishop's order. The girl, who was not identified because she's a minor, was found last week to be 4 months pregnant after being taken to the hospital for stomach pains. She had stomach pains.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wrote down something here because I was that email about, the 50s and 60s you talk about. There's one thing. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants I miss. But, I mean, that's life. Restaurants open, they run their course, and then they close. How many restaurants are still around from, like, when you first came to town? Not that many.
That's a good question. You're right.
Yeah.
A lot of turnover.
And, like, when you lived in different places, like when I lived in Detroit, how many of those great restaurants are still around? I can't think of any.
Right.
And the restaurant I missed the most, Prince Spaghetti House in Boston. It was a chain. And the Prince Spaghetti, of course, was a brand of spaghetti. I'm trying to think, was it Monday or Tuesday was Prince Spaghetti Day? That was their commercial thing. Don't forget, Monday is Prince Spaghetti Day or something like, or Tuesday. It was either Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Prince Spaghetti House. And they had every kind of spaghetti with, like, sausage and with, like, meatballs and with everything. You know, clams, with shrooms, you name it. And God, was it good. And the portions were huge. That's where I got fat in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's where I got fat. That's where I went from 150 to 212.
Wow.
212.
You weighed 150 at some point in your life?
In college, yeah. Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean, besides being a child.
I wasn't fat as a child.
Huh.
When I was at Michigan State, I weighed 150 pounds.
Wow.
I was svelte.
What a skinny fella.
Ugly, but svelte. What a what?
Smelt? I said, what a skinny fella.
I don't know how I smelled. I think I smelled pretty good. Although I didn't bathe very much. I don't know why. I never used to take maybe once every couple of weeks I'd take a shower.
Yeah. Maybe you were just lazy.
Why.
Lazy?
Huh?
Lazy slob?
Yeah, lazy, I guess. I guess that's as good a reason as anybody. Oh, here's the fake Joey Reynolds. Go with the 5 afternoons. It's a lock. That's already what I picked. It's a lock, he says. Well, that's Cecil and Spadina, CTV solo performer. It's got a picture of some guy playing the guitar with a thing, a schmott on his head. Says Jim. I never heard of Cecil and Spadina. Spadina is one of the major streets here in town. For those of you who care, do you care?
No.
Spadina, Bathurst, University, Bay, Young. Young is the longest street in the world, by the way. Young Street.
It is. Really?
It is. It's the longest street in the world.
Okay.
407 votes on the poll. I'm not going to read the results, so it's boring. Ponderous. Prince Spaghetti House. Anybody out there remember Prince Spaghetti House and Prince Spaghetti Day? I bet you somebody will send me an email and tell me whether it was Monday or Tuesday was Prince Spaghetti Day. You could Google it. If you weren't so lazy.
I'm doing it now.
Let me get on that gambling channel. I mean, not the gambling channel, the horse channel. Aqueduct. 7 minutes till the first race at Aqueduct. 6-horse race. 4 horses, 4 to 5. Let's get into the horsey mood now for that for Nick and for my pick. Better start getting ready for 2 o'clock, you know. I was ready when I sat down here for 2 o'clock, weren't you?
Listen. I was so crushed.
What?
I found
1 minute to race 2 at Tampa Bay Downs. We're going to get to our guy, whatever his name is.
Oy.
And they're off. He's just spastic. I like spastic race callers. I don't like boring race callers like Jack Riggs. He was accurate, but very boring.
Yeah.
They're off. Moving out for the lead, and Bucky Dale on the outside. Those are the days, baby. Northville, Hazel Park, Jackson Harness Raceway. There was nothing like putting $20 to win when the windows first opened up for a race. Putting $20 to win on a horse, and he'd be 1-9 on the tote board. Prohibitive favorite. Oh, that's my $20. Wow. And, of course, the horse would lose, but nevertheless. It's an ego thing. They're going to the post at Tampa Bay. So what's with Flea these days?
I'm not sure I understand that question.
What's with him? Is he now that Clarence is getting married, can we move him out?
Out of his mommy's house, yeah.
He's been living in mommy's house?
No, of course not. I don't know. I have no
why
idea.
do you say that, though? That's such a shot. How old is he, about 30?
Ish.
About 30, man.
Well, he makes big bucks. I'm sure he has his own place.
No, I'm positive of that. Now, do you think he's actually ever done anything with his chick that he's getting married to, or what? Or is it going to be like one of them Jimmy Syphilis marriages where he bails out at the altar?
Well, they have pitch hitters in baseball. I mean, switch hitters. I mean, what do you call it? Designated
switch hitters? Are you picking on Jimmy Syphilis again? Are you insinuating and suggesting?
You fairy.
Yay.
Wow.
Designated hitters is what I was trying to say.
All I want to say is Jimmy Syphilis seems very swishy to me. That's all. Plus, Tony Segreto told me something a long time ago.
Entering
But
the starting gate, 7-5 favorite.
There he is.
7 Metro System.
Metro
Martinez
Systems.
set to ride for trainer James Harris.
Spastic. He's good, though. I enjoy his race calls, this guy.
6-5.
Don't you? Don't you enjoy it when it says,
yep.
And they're off. Let's hope we get a really good one here. Put us really in the right mood for that big Neil's pick. Pick this.
Brave Troy steps in.
Brave Troy. Remember
now
him?
One more to go.
No.
San Bernardo.
Isn't he on one of those make-believe sports stations now, Troy? I think he's on the Jeff DeFlores show. And when's that thing going to happen with 940 already?
The post.
When are they flipping it? Oh, here we go. Don't step on it. And
they're up.
No, that was weak. That was really. I'm disappointed, aren't you?
A little bit.
See, the good call for the start of the race by him is when he leaves like a pause between and they're off. You know, you got to do it just right.
Bernardo has the lead. Ivory Empire is there second, and it's a gap of 2. Brave Troy third. St. Patrick's Jet hustling through toward the rail.
It's like that track, Raceway Park, I went to in Toledo one time when even the jockeys, even the tellers had bandages. It was amazing. Now, see, George wouldn't get that because he hasn't learned his racing crap yet.
Right.
Now, next time you go out to Gulfstream, we're going to stick bandages on your legs and see if that helps.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
I am angry that they gotta take my favorite peanut butter. They said it could hurt my belly. Now my PBJ has nothing but the jelly. Boy, they really try to scare ya, then remove it from the area. It is really idiotic that they didn't ban this other peanut product. They took away my peanut butter, my favorite brand, unlike no other, all because they said we should beware. This whole thing really isn't fair. Wait a minute, I found another Jarrified brand of peanut butter. Just forget that, FDA fella. I don't really mind the taste of salmonella.
All right. 102 Wednesday was Prince Spaghetti Day. I had a whole 20 million emails on that. See, that's something they know something about.
Yeah.
Jeff says many people know that Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. Back in the 50s, Prince Spaghetti dubbed the middle day of the week as that fateful day in order to spread the word about pasta. Basta la pasta, baby. Oh, man, that was such a great place. Prince Spaghetti House. Oh, I pigged out there so many times. Give me that spaghetti with meatballs, man. They had good balls at Prince Spaghetti House. Also, Phil Ark says, don't forget to go with the chalk or you'll lose the guy's money again. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, it's not his money. Okay? Phil Ark, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Expert. Yeah, let's always... In fact, why even handicap it? Just go with the chalk every week. What a stupid jackass. What a goofball. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Nag. What have I always told you? Nagging.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got a nagging wife, a nagging mother? It ought to be an exception. Look at the first race at Gulfstream. The 2 and the 3 are scratched. So it's a 5-horse field. Oh, my God. What about the second race? Is Steve Sloan out there or what?
He's not going to be able to be there today.
So that means we got to wait until after the first race till they put the odds up for the second race to know for sure if there's any scratches, changes, etc.
I imagine.
All these things.
You know, maybe a listener at the track with a BlackBerry.
A listener at the track with what?
with a BlackBerry or something of the sort.
Will send us an email?
Right.
Neil@neilrogers.com.
If they're nice.
Even money on the 1 in the first race, 95 on the 6. Do we care about the first race?
No.
No. Hello, Mata. Oh, here's another one about Prince Spaghetti Day was Wednesday. You remember a series of Stan Freberg radio spots for Prince starring secret agent Irving Bond and Gold Noodle? No, I do not. He did some fine works for his clients over the years. Happy 33rd, Neil. I enjoy your broadcast. George is good, too. It's always better with two, isn't it? Says Warden Pompano. Always better with two, you, etc. Nothing about that jockey. Nobody in the world knows who that is. What's his name again?
I don't know.
Hey, you better start taking notes.
Joey Jonas.
Oh, Joey Jonas. I'm putting my money on him. I'm putting something on him. My hands.
Money might help.
Kendry Castillo. I don't think so. I think he's got more money than God. Those punks. Goes to show you, talent really pays off. 6-5 on the 1, 9-5 on the 6. I don't want to get too horsey now. We got 40 minutes until post time. Get back to CNN. Thank you. Well, remind me when it's like 1:20 to go back on the odds channel.
Aye.
Because then we'll see what the morning line is. We'll see how many horses are in the second race. If anybody scratched. Wouldn't it be something if our 7-horse got scratched? Whoa. Then I'd have to peek another one. 422 votes on the poll. That's not too bad. The most memorable day in my lifetime was the day of the 9/11 terror attacks, 102. My first child was born 82. Kennedy was shot 46. I lost my virginity 38. That was down 15 points. Not too bad. My memory am shot 33. I got married 27. Obama was elected 22. The space shuttle exploded 22. I moved away from Florida 17. Barack Obama was inaugurated 8. I got divorced 7. It snowed in Florida 6. I moved to Florida 5. I graduated college 3. The first moon landing 2. And Nixon resigned 2. The most memorable day in my life was the day Nixon resigned.
Okay.
I mean, we're asking their opinion.
Sure.
423 votes. I mean, who the hell are we to say, boy, that's, I don't know.
I'm not going to say
Not so exciting.
I'm not going to judge.
I mean, I was happy the day he resigned, and then I remember him getting on that chopper and, like, giving the, the V for victory sign. Oh, my God. One of those fingers should have been in his...
Rectum.
God, and there was constipated Pat there standing there. Pat Nixon, one of the most boring people, my God. She was even more boring than Jimmy Syphilitic. And that is a real indictment, if ever there was one. Now, do you think I can resist at 2 o'clock? Because I've got like a ritual.
Okay.
Even on days when I drive myself. Not in the early morning hours. But like during the week. I have a ritual. 2 o'clock, I go to the Chinese no-speaking English convenience store, and I buy a Snickers bar. A king-size almond Snickers bar. And I eat it in the cab on the way. Now, is there a way I could wean myself away from that? That's not a good deal. It's not stupid.
Right. Well, you could just not.
But I got to eat.
You don't
See,
have
I'm
to
not
eat.
like you. I can't sit here and eat noodles and some make-believe lunch. Or like yesterday, pig out on the field with that great food they brought. I can't do that. I ain't got no food.
Right. You could just not eat.
Not what? Not eat?
Not eat.
Are you a crazy person or what?
I've been accused.
My God, what is wrong with you, man? Just not eat.
Just don't eat.
And now if they had Slim Jims over there, which they don't, but if they did, I like Slim Jims just fine.
Why don't you buy you some and take them with you?
That's a really good idea. I ought to stock up. I ought to go to like a store, a real store, where they have like Slim Jims, a whole bunch of them, and stock up.
You can buy them by the box.
I know that. Don't you think I know that? And you can buy them in those round things like
That's
potato
right.
chips.
There you go.
In those long
cubes. And just stuff some in your pocket, in your jacket pocket.
Or I could stuff one in my
rectum.
That would be a real good...
Just don't get the extra long ones.
Oh, here, this is 150 pounds. You, sir, are dreaming. What about the Meister Brown, the pizza at MSU? I demand proof. A picture on your website. It never happened. Go ahead. I dare you. I don't have any pictures of from those days. No, I guess I do down there. I have one in my Michigan State jacket. But again, this is when I was in high school. I weighed 150 pounds. Although when I was at Michigan State, I still weighed 150, even though we ate varsity drive-in. We used to get food delivered to the dorm all the time. Those were the days, man. Cherry Cokes, pizza, foot-long hot dogs, foot-long weenies.
Pizza.
Oh, pizza, yeah, that's right, pizza. Varsity drive-in had damn good pizza. As I recall, I don't know. Maybe now it would taste like crap. Seemed pretty good to me back in the day. And I didn't gain a lot of weight there. But when I went to Boston, oh, my God, 1961, 62, just ballooned up because I was eating Brigham's ice cream and Prince Spaghetti House. And Joe and Nemo's subs. Anybody remember Joe and Nemo's?
No.
One thing about New England, now, there's some places they used to call them grinders.
Right.
They had the best damn sub sandwiches ever. I mean, what passes as sub sandwiches now in a lot of places, I don't want to say like Subway. I mean, I want to say that. But, I mean, you got to be kidding me. Oh, the Beast. The Beast, of course, a New England boy, says, I definitely remember Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. Also remember eating at the Prince Grotto on Lowell at the Prince headquarters. He says, wait, why did I leave Boston again? I don't know. Why would anybody leave Boston and come to South Florida? That's a bad mistake. Bad move, Beasto. But then again, he wouldn't have met his lovely wife, and his life would be, and he wouldn't have worked at QAM. He wouldn't be on those Canes games like that. By the way, thanks a lot, Beast, for that abortive effort yesterday. I definitely placed part of the responsibility on your shoulders, on your tubby shoulders. Don't you? Him and Joseph and Clarence?
No. Clarence, yes.
Oh, now you're sticking up for Joseph
He doesn't program the station, man.
No, but Hank said he'd be the greatest sports PD in history.
Okay.
Hank was always pushing for Joe, because it's his buddy, you know.
That's fine.
Dow's down 4.5 points. It's getting back toward even now. We're gonna have a green arrow and up and away pretty soon. That's my take. 4 minutes till post time for the first for Gulfstream. Do we care about the first race? Not really. Huh?
No.
In fact, they're going to the gates. No, they're coming on the track post parade. 5 minutes
Scratch
till the
14.
first.
Booty on you.
I beg your pardon? Did you hear what he just said?
And scratch 15, King Macho.
Said booty on you.
The jockey for number 16, 5-star DJ, is Alan Garcia.
Well, there's a rider that somebody
Once again,
knows.
Scratch 3,
pretty
8,
good.
14, and 15.
He's like a real
Number
jockey.
13 and 16 will run, and number 16 will be ridden by Alan Garcia. Race 5 today. Just an overweight here, number 4.
You want to hear all the changes? That's pretty. That's what I call compelling radio, man.
Yeah,
it is.
2.5 lengths off the lead. And
Chalk is leading the 1, 3 to 5 in the first race.
22 and 4 the quarter. Heading to the
3 to
half-mile
5.
pole, it's anything you
Who
want.
wants 3 to 5, right?
Velasquez on top. Grand Central has slipped through on the inside and is now second. Moonport alongside third. Favorite Flashback pushed along fourth. Now 3.5 lengths off the lead.
No low contender, baby. The one is going to win by open lines.
Anything you want gets away.
You know what Phil Ark says? Bet the chalk, bet the chalk.
Anything you want by 2 now. Moonport is second. Grand Central has dropped back a bit on the inside. Then Favorite Flashback, and then
it's only
comes
a 5-horse
North Point
race.
Costas, and they're into the stretch. And it's Anything You Want, holding on to the lead down to the 8th pole. Clear 2.5 from Moonport. And then comes Grand Central in third. It is Anything You Want, and Cornelio Velasquez clear a 16th out.
Well, there's like
And
a real
Anything
jockey,
You Want
Cornelio
comes
Velasquez.
down to the wire in control.
Wins by 5. Okay, the chalk first race. That's just like an exercise. Just to warm up for the second race for our big one. For Nick. 1 to 2, $3 horse. Who that wants 1 to 2? You bet $20, you get 30 back. What kind of?
Take it.
Who that wants 1 to? You would?
Sure.
You want a $3 horse?
Sure.
I'll give you a $3 horse. The one in the first race at Gulfstream. Oh, the race is over.
All right, I'm going to go bet it right now.
Okay. Get Flea to go to a window for you. What am I grepsing about? I haven't eaten anything. It's because I'm talking about that candy bar. I think I'm allergic to chocolate.
Could be.
I'm positive. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because a lot of times I'll take that first bite out of the Snickers or any chocolate bar and I'll start coughing and gagging and choking on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Allergy.
Cut the crap.
No, I likes it.
All right.
And you haven't even had the new Snickers almond bar.
No. I'd
It's
love
not
to.
that new. It's been out for months. You better start getting into your candy more while you're still alive.
Good point.
Because somebody
And
will
that'll
stick
kill
your
me.
ass in a box, and somebody will say, gee, he would have really enjoyed that Snickers almond bar.
They can throw it in the box with me.
Yeah, they can throw a bunch of them in there. Now, do you want the wrappers on or off?
Either way, it's all good.
TR says, I was talking about the poll with my assistant, asked her opinion. She mentioned Dr. King's assassination, and for your older dark folks, all two of them, that's probably the most memorable. We better add that on there, Martin Luther King assassination.
Okay.
And what about the Bobby Kennedy assassination? RFK? Don't you want to put that on there?
If you wish.
It says, personally, before 9/11, the Rodney King riots were the biggest thing in this whippersnapper's life. Rodney King riots. Remember Rodney King?
Yep.
They sure whipped his ass into shape. Well, all the riots all the time. Life is a laugh riot, make no mistake about it. So momentarily, once they make the first race official at Gulfstream, then they'll put up the thing on the odds channel. Only 3 minutes to post for the second race at Tampa. They still got the first. It's not official yet. And we don't have Steve Sloan out there either.
Right.
So there better be no. In other words, the 7 would better win by open lengths in that second race. We don't want like a long photo or like that. Or an objection and inquiry, stuff like that. Stuff you don't understand.
What?
And, of course, if the 7 doesn't win, we're going to lodge our own objection. I object. I object to that crappy ride or whatever, you know. I got to tell you some racetrack stories, but I won't bore you with them.
Okay. Please.
Go ahead. No. No, it's still... Well, I'll move on. I'll pass on. Got my shirt and pants on.
Good.
Johnny from Oklahoma. Oh, not Johnny. I'm disappointed to hear you failed to keep your Lent promise and have continued to gamble. What you're really gambling with is your eternal salvation. At the very least, don't eat meat today. Fish is fine. Always praying for you. Crazy Johnny from Oklahoma. Oh, boy. Whoa. Speaking of chronic, Jimmy Dworsky is on the thing.
Okay.
Aren't you disappointed we didn't get any information about turbans and do you sleep with them on or like that?
It's sad. Somebody's got to know. I'm sure they don't.
Do they?
I'm sure they wash them. I don't know if they sleep with them.
Get out of here. You're sure they washed them. You've never seen some of these cabbies here, man. Oh, my God.
No.
The cabbies at Woodbine? Holy
Maybe
cow.
they just don't wash in general.
I don't
Have you
think
ever thought of that.
Right. Smelly Punjabi, like my cab guy says. Smelly Punjabi. He also says smelly Chinaman. Well, he's a bigot, you know. And then again, so am I. Is there anything wrong with being a little bit bigoted? I mean, not. There's like malignant bigotry and like benign. I'm a benign bigot.
Okay.
I like all kinds of people if they're nice people, but if they're smelly and nasty and like, bleh, you know, and like the loud Russian women, oh my God, is there anything worse than loud Russian women?
Yeah. A loud Russian man?
Oh. Here's one from Jimmy D. Just wanted to say hi, have a great weekend. I've got nothing of value to add. Just thought I'd chime in since I have no life. P.S. Check out the latest episode of South Park. Oh, my God. Do these people listen to this show or what? How many times have we discussed the latest episode of South Park?
About
30,000. About 30,000. Right. These people who write the emails, they don't listen to the show. They do not listen to the show. There's 2 new email. Oh, here they're hiding. They're hiding. Gulfstream Park Race 2. The 4 and the 6 are scratched. So that makes it a 7-horse race. The 5, Bears General, will be the lone speed. They will not catch him. Also cutting back in distance. The 7 is making a big class drop. Just hasn't run in 120 days. Trainer not good off a layoff. Oh, boy. Favorites lose 70% of races. Yeah, I know that. Not at Gulfstream, though. Their favorites have been winning 45%. But anyway, so the 4 and the 6 are scratched, is what he says. Leave it to a listener to tell us what's going on. Yuki's Ridge is out, and Senior Prado. So that's a lot of the speed is out. So Bears General is the lone speed in the race. I'm still sticking with my choice. It's only a 5.5 furlong race, so he hasn't been out a while. Do you think he's going to come up short? Lots of workouts. He'll be ready. I don't know. But at least it's something. And even this guy doesn't know who the damn jockey is. Kendry Castillo? What's his name? Kendry.
Oh.
Neil, long time, first time, great show. I was watching the season premiere of South Park with the Jonas Brothers and Mickey Mouse. Remind me of the Mickey bits you play. Ask George if he saw the show, Rolgar. Rolgar, we've talked about this until it's coming out of my nostrils, my ears, my ass.
And for all the people that asked me if I saw the premiere of South Park. Obviously, we've never met. You don't know me. We're strangers.
Brandon says if you must eat candy bars, just stay away from those crunchy bars. I love crunchy, but I don't eat them. So I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I don't know.
You don't have crunchy there because it's a Canadian candy bar?
Okay. Are they bad?
No, they're good. They're like, they got like toffee inside, like hard,
maybe that's why you should stay away
crunchy
from
toffee
them.
inside. Huh?
Maybe that's why you should stay away from them, because they're good.
And you like let them melt on your tongue if you're, if you got any willpower, self-control. They're going to the gate for the third race in Tampa.
Is down.
So we're down to a 7-horse race.
Entering the starting gate.
In our race.
8-5 favorite, number 4, Thunder Cannon.
Thunder Cannon.
Gerald Bennett. Ronnie Allen Jr. has the call.
Oh, Ronnie Allen Jr. He's big over there in Tampa. He's big. About 2 feet tall. You ever wonder about jockeys?
Wonder what? Why they're short?
I don't know. No, not why they're short. That's genetic. It's in their genes, man. Not much in their genes, I would imagine, but nevertheless.
What's the question?
There is no question.
I see. Okay.
Just killing time till they get in the gate.
That's fine.
This is not our race, by the way. Don't get all panicky and jerky.
Uh-huh.
This is the third race at Tampa Bay Downs. With our favorite announcer, what's his name? Somebody told us what his name was, but not that it makes any difference. What's his name?
I don't know.
Well, why not? Aren't you writing these things down?
No.
Oh, the 7, boy, they're pushing and shoving him, and they finally got him in the gate. Like, get in there, you piece of turd. You turd burger.
One more to move in.
All right.
Jim's cover up.
Yeah, cover this up.
From the stable of Dwayne Knight.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Beep, 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 beep. Boop,
He
boop,
steps
boop, boop.
in.
He stepped in.
They're at the post.
You know what he stepped in?
No.
Crap. Big pile of it. And. Come on, let's have a real good one here. At the break. Break a leg.
And they're off.
Nah, he ain't doing it today.
No.
He's not doing it right. That's just, you know what this is like? This is like the UM basketball game yesterday. Just afzulachas. Just to spite me. Somebody probably got word of this guy. Oh, Rogers down in Miami is carrying the call. So when the horses break, just give it like a real mediocre call. Don't give him the award-winning call. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, you're supposed to remind me of 120 about to take a look at the odds channel.
Don't forget to look at the odds channel.
And see what it says there for Gulfstream. The 4 and the 6 are scratched. Thank you so much. Oh, the 7 is opening as 4-5 favorite. And Phil Ark says bet the chalk. How do you like that? We got $50 to win for Nick on the 7. 4-5. He'll go back up. The 5 is 6-5. The 7 is down to 3-5 now. They're plunging their guts out.
You're listening to
Wow.
Neil Rogers. Friday, you bastard.
In India, we like to drink soda that has some fizz. But now we guzzle funky stuff that's made with bovine whiz. I'd like to teach the world to drink a glass of some cow pee. You'll never go back to drinking Coke, 'cause cow urine's tasty. It's the real deal. Cow pee. Go drink some today. It is very salty. It's the real deal. Don't forget to ask your grocer about
Oh, yeah, for that Diet Coke is really good stuff. 1:31 at QAM. We're 13 minutes away from post time. The 5, Bears General, is 6-5, second choice. Woo. And the 7, Our Horse, 5 afternoons, favorite 4-5. Now, the 5, Bears General, pukes to a walk. I don't care how little speed there is in a race. He stops to a walk. Even in his last race, Maiden 12-5, which is today's class. He's got 2 starts at Gulfstream, 4th by 16 lengths and 5th by 10.5. Oh, but he's turning back to 5.5. I don't care if they're going 10 feet. Okay, this horse stops to a walk, except for that one time at Woodbine with the great Emma Jane Wilson. That was back in November. Guess what? They're not running at Woodbine. Isn't that depressing?
Not really.
Well, they're not running thoroughbreds at Woodbine right now anyway. You want to know why? Because it's still a dead-ass wintertime. Harness racing's going on in Woodbine. Let's get into some of those, huh? All you got to know, it's Jackie Moe. Here's Sylvan Filion on the outside. Boy, those Filions. So the fake Joey Reynolds says the 7-5 afternoons is a lock. He already told me that before. That's my pick. Even money. Even money on both the 5 and the 7. The crowd can't decide. Richard Grunder is the track announcer from Tampa Bay Downs, it says fake Joey.
Right. Did we get that like last week or when you were asking?
Well, yeah, but we forgot. Richard Grunder. Write it down.
All right.
And they're off.
Oh, look, I did write it down.
You did?
Yeah. Tampa Bay, Richard Grunder.
Come on. You didn't really write it down.
Here, look.
Oh, yeah. Brandon says, you just don't remember the episode where you and George both ate crunchy bars on the air. George took one bite. It was too much for him, too sweet, and you almost went into a coma. Stay away from them.
He's right.
Oh, they're sickeningly sweet.
Those are those ones that are really sticky, like honey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, nasty.
Sickeningly sweet.
Oh, I'm getting funny just thinking about it.
I like sweet, man. Mm-hmm. Speaking of sweet, what movie did I see the other day? Oh, I was telling you about it before with Josh Hartnett. What's that movie?
Oh, The Faculty.
Faculty.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Gross. Mm-hmm. It's gross.
And monsters, nudity. What's not to like?
It's one of those high school / college / monster flicks, you know. It had its moments, and it had that chick running around naked. She had boobs like raspberries, like raisinets. She was as flat-chested as like a 5-year-old girl. But nevertheless, and they filmed it from a distance. I guess they didn't want either. They didn't want to show too much flesh, or they didn't want you to see that her boobs were like raisinets. Even money on a 7, 6 to 5 on the 5. And we got 10 minutes till post time. Is the pressure building? I don't feel like a lot of pressure. It's only a 7-horse field now. I just wish I knew who this jockey was, and there's nobody in this audience who's got any idea. All I know is he rode a Thistledown. Where's Thistledown? Is that in Ohio somewhere?
No.
I sure hope it's not like Raceway Park in Toledo. Oh, my God. They have the triple cripple race there. Jane in Deerfield says the day the U.S. evacuated from South Vietnam was pretty memorable. I remember laying in front of the TV, watching the helicopters taking off the roof of the U.S. Embassy, and the people trying to get on board. I was 12 at the time, and it just always stuck in my mind. Well, thanks, Jane. Have a wonderful weekend. Oh, Jimmy D is back? Oh, sorry about not hearing any of the South Park talk. I missed yesterday's show and tuned in about a half hour ago. Do I dare ask if you saw Jon Stewart tear Jim Cramer a new one? Oh, who cares? Who cares? Tearing Jim Cramer a new one is like, what's the big deal with that? It would be like if a circus clown was reading the news and doing, somersaults. How difficult would it be to tear him an ass? It says, by the way, I know what's worse than loud Russian women, old crotchety pain-in-the-ass seniors at Publix with their transient New Yorker attitudes who are intent on making everyone's day a living hell. Where's Dr. Kevorkian when we need him? Oh, lighten up a little, Jimmy D. Calm down. God. Oh, here's another one about Prince Spaghetti. If you remember Anthony's mother yelling out of the apartment window, then the announcer says, it's Wednesday in the Italian North End of Boston. It's Prince Spaghetti Day, etc. No, I don't remember that. Thanks, Scott. Do you remember that?
No.
It's Wednesday in the Italian North End. It's Prince Spaghetti Day. Well, that's because you've never been in Boston.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, the 5 is up to 8 to 5 now, and the 7's even money. So that means if the 7 wins, it's $100 for Nick. Even money. I bet you Nick will take it, especially during these tough economic times, right?
Right.
And based on the way this thing is going, it's a 2-horse race, according to the crowd, the 5 and the 7. And Bears General, a puker. If ever I saw a horse that puked, with the exception of that one time, just that one time, and that was in a maiden 16,000. That was in better company at Woodbine. And Emma Jane kept him going. He was head and nose, and lost by a nose, by a nostril, with a good speed rating. That was his only good race. The rest of the races, Puke City. I don't like pukers. One thing I learned about horse racing a long time ago. The 5 just got a hit to even money, the 7 to 5. One thing I learned about pukers puke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They stop. Yeah, pukers puke. Some good philosophy to all you kids out there. Keep that in mind as you go through life. Pukers puke. Rich in Orlando says this is one of the best polls ever. They all evoke such incredible memories. I voted for the most unforgettable moment that's still vividly dangling in my mind, the Kennedy assassination. Of course, you missed the oldest memory amongst your listener base, the attack on Pearl Harbor. You only need to be 80 to remember that. So many great choices. Yeah, we're not putting Pearl Harbor on there. If you remember that, you're too old. You're too old for prime time, right?
Yeah.
December 7th, 1941.
Right.
That's like, 68 years ago? And you would have had to be, like he says, close to 80. Even older than me. So the 7 is 7 to 5. The 5 is even money. That's bad. No, actually, that's good. It's a better price for us. It's like $4.60, $4.80. And now the 5 went to 6 to 5, and the 7 is 7 to 5. The 5 and Bears General. Now, who's writing that? Oh, Manny Ramirez, a jockey somebody once heard of. What's his percentage? Now, Kendry Castillo, his percentage is, last year he had 3 mounts and didn't win any. And this year, none. Confidence, as they say, is low.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastard.
Boy, it's nip and tuck. It's close. 5 horses, 6 to 5 favorite, and a 7 is 8 to 5. And they're showing the damn post parade from Tampa. We don't need to see this. We got 1 minute to post time, and they're showing this crap here on my HPI. My God, what is wrong with you people? See, they always feel compelled to show the post parade, so before people gamble their money, they see if the horse is, got all 4 legs, and if he's standing up.
Okay. That's a good idea.
No.
No?
No, because I want to see the damn screen from Gulfstream right now. We don't want to miss the race. Well, let me go back to the odds channel. By the time I get back to this, they'll be done. 6 to 5 on the 5, 8 to 5 on the 7. 8 to 5 is about 560.
560?
So 560, how do you like that? QAM. So $50 on 560 is $140. Oh, here we go. Are they all in? No, they're going in. Thank God. Boy, pressure.
Bears General about to move in.
Bears General. Puker. Oh, he's even money, and the 7's 9 to 5 now. 5 got the late hit. Oh, boy. Bad news, baby. Well, they got to run the race.
The last 2 to load are Tango Ridge and Victor Strike.
Yeah. They're in the gate.
Victor Strike coming up.
Yeah. And there he goes.
And they're all in line.
Yeah.
They're off. You know what to do on the inside.
7 broke
for the
really
lead.
good.
There's General away well on the outside. 5 afternoons. These 3 speed out for the lead.
Oh boy,
speed
duel between the 5 and the 7.
Victor Strike on the far outside.
5 has got the lead, and the 7 is on the outside.
Tiger
Second.
is the trailer.
Noses
At the
apart.
half-mile pole, they move into the far turn. Bears General and 5 afternoons kick on.
Oh, this is perfect.
They ran a
the
quarter
5's a
in
puker.
22 and 3. They've opened up 5-6 lengths down.
5 has got the lead, and the 7 is right alongside. They're side by each.
Then Mortal Tiger, Eden's Song.
I think the 7's a
wide
lock.
Victor Strike and Tango Ridge is last.
Maybe not.
It's 5 afternoons and Bears General stride for stride.
Boy.
As they come to the top of the stretch.
Nose to nose.
Bears
Head
General
to
on
head.
the inside.
Top of the
5
stretch.
afternoons right alongside second. And now they're 5 lengths clear of Mortal Tiger, who's closing in from third. Here
5
comes
is supposed
Mortal
to
Tiger
puke, but he
trying to
ain't
come and
puking.
get the top 2. It's Bears General. 5 afternoons.
5's going to win
Mortal
the race.
Tiger continues to gain on the far outside. Bears General on the rail. 5 afternoons. Mortal Tiger. Bears General holds on.
Yeah, we got second by, we got beat. How do you like that? The 5, the chalk. And you know what Phil Ark says? Bet the chalk, bet the chalk. 4 to 5, we got second. Sorry, Nick. It was a hell of a race. It was like a match race.
Oh, well.
Neck and neck, nose to nose all the way till the top of the stretch. And then the 5, he won by, I don't know. He won by enough. He's supposed to puke. Don't you understand? Pukers puke.
Right.
That's what somebody told me. That's what Muggsy Solomon once told me a long time ago. Pukers puke. I said, you must be talking about Joe Bell. He said, you are...
Absolutely correct, sir.
Rafiq says, Craig Worthing always said on the show, Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day. He did say that. Did he ever elope with Al Knight? No, he eloped with some Chinese guy. Also, U of M needs to be on a light bulb station. QAM must have small ratings on U of M Miami, and I wonder why Joe Bell isn't losing his rectum on them with all the people he has to pay for UM games. Oh, yeah, it's a real profit-making deal, man, at UM basketball. They sell out their soul so they can get the UM football games. The only problem with that is that the UM football games don't get any ratings and never have and never will. But nevertheless, it's part of our wall of football. Don't you understand? That was disappointing, man. I thought the 5 would puke and the 7 would go right on by. And the jockey gave him a really good ride, too, whatever his name is. Whoever he is. Aren't you depressed? That's 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, well.
But I'm right there. It's not like I picked some stiff that's still running.
No.
Right there. How much did we get for that? Nothing.
Nothing. Of course, he didn't
I remember
lose
Morton
anything.
Lubo, once when we were doing the College World Series in Omaha, we went to Ak-Sar-Ben, which spells Nebraska backward. That was the racetrack, Ak-Sar-Ben.
Cute.
Yeah.
Very clever.
And he bet on a horse that came in second like this. And he shows me his ticket. He says, how much is this worth? I said, well, it all depends on how much that paper, how much the stock is worth that it's printed on. How much is this worth? What an old, silly-ass fuddy-duddy he was, Mort Lubo. I wonder if he's dead yet. I'm sure he must be. Mort Lubo did color on the Canes games with me one season.
Yeah.
He was old and ponderous. Mort Lubo. Old fuddy-duddy guy, you know? You know how those guys are.
Sure.
Old and fuddy-duddy. Misha says, I knew you were going to make fun of my name. It's not even that bad. My sister's name is Bonquisha, and her daughter's name Chanel. Her sister's name is Bonquisha. Her name is Misha, and her sister is Bonquisha.
What more do you want?
One Wisha. I know us black folks like to get crazy when it comes to names. We think it's cool. Oh, is that what it is? It says, I'm going to try the slot machine for the first time today. I'm going to Hard Rock. Any suggestions? Yeah, my suggestion is, and I'm very serious when I say this, don't start. Don't take any money you can't afford to lose, because the odds are overwhelming you're going to lose, honey. And then it says, you never played the Jamaican Ladies Soccer Call. If you have time still, I would love to hear it. And if not, have a great weekend. I don't know what she's talking about. Jamaican Ladies Soccer Call?
That's not something that we have. I think it was on a best of or something, one of those. You had it
I haven't
for a while
got a clue
there,
what she's talking about. Misha?
Wouldn't even know where to start
And
looking for it.
Benaquisha, whatever. I mean, what is that? Benaquisha? Wow. I wonder if they're kin to Macy Pisher.
Who?
Oh, here we go. Show advice from Rooster Choo Choo, yada, yada. Here again I go, giving you show advice, yada, yada. You know something? I'm doing just fine. I don't need any show advice. I don't need all your hostile crap day after day, but it'll kill some time right up till the end here. I'm printing it out right now. About how to get a young, vibrant audience, yada, yada. This is Le Bastard, Rooster Choo Choo.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely Le Bastard.
Or one of his crew.
He hates horse racing. What?
Or one of his crew.
Screw him and that bunch of losers over there. Oh, we got this young, vibrant audience, yeah, and how much cash they pulling in over there? How much they losing their ass? Rooster Choo Choo. Here I go again, giving you show advice. One of the things Le Bastard used to mock and surpass Hank Goldberg was horse racing segments. He mocked Hank mercilessly because nobody under 60 years old cares about horse racing, period, let alone horse racing on the radio. Old farts care about the sport of kings. I'd suggest a segment on mixed martial arts. It's like boxing, but for men. There are quite a few events all over the state every weekend. You could try to handicap the fights and bring on someone who does, and I guarantee the ratings with young listeners will increase. Oh, yeah. The Le Bastard Show does this every week. You probably ignore and dress me down once again for even suggesting such a thing. Just don't say I'm not trying. We don't want you to try. We want you to mind your own business. Don't say I'm not trying. Did we ask this idiot for advice?
Please.
Are we looking for a show advice? Are we looking for instruction? Critique? No, we're not. What we're looking for is idiots like you to go away. Go elope with Le Bastard, okay, and Stugatz. You can be the pivot man, Rooster. God, is that pathetic or what? Mixed martial arts. On the radio, I bet you that's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds captivating to me.
We're doing it now.
What's the word?
There you go.
Not
compelling.
Compelling. Sounds like compelling radio to me. Mixed martial arts. Right next to golf and bowling. And tiddlywinks. And mahjong. I can't wait until we broadcast the mahjong tournaments from Hallandale. My. Rooster Choo Choo. Yeah, that's Le Bastard. Oh, the young, vibrant audience. Let me say it again. 2 weeks in a row, my ass. Actually, 3 weeks in a row. And 6 races. What is this? Oh, here with Phil Ark again. Bet the chalk. I'm doing pretty damn good. I got 4 winners out of 7 or 8 weeks, whatever it is. And a close second right there. That was a good effort. Too bad you couldn't have seen it. It was a great race.
Oh, well.
It was a cheap race, but it was a great race. Head and head, nose to nose. In addition to which, who the hell knew who was going to be the chalk until the last flash? See, this is a guy who knows nothing about racing or about betting. How the hell could anybody tell who would be the chalk? They were like both even Steven. They were like both 3-2 until the last flash, when the 5 took late cash. Oh, yeah, you're doing this and you're doing that wrong and you're losing money for the guys. Screw you, Phil Ark. How about getting a real name? How about having a real identity? How about being like a real living and breathing person, huh? Phil Ark. I wonder if he's kin to Joan of.
Cute.
I bet he ain't.
I bet you're right.
459 votes on the poll. The most memorable moment of my lifetime or day, the 9/11 attacks, 115. And you want to know why?
We were all alive?
Because that includes everybody, all ages, all demographics, even the old farts who like horse racing. Like me.
It stinks.
Oh,
in Miami.
Oh, there he goes playing that thing again. It stinks.
At 560
Not like the hurricanes that don't stink. Nothing stinks like that.
We had a quiet revolution, but not like in the past. You have to get off your fat ass for that. Now please restore our constitution as we used to do, and give us our civil rights back. Now that we got rid of the neocon brown churches, the Democrats better sit down and get to work. And I hope it's gonna be alright. Alright. It's gonna be alright. Administration's got us puking, Republicans blue. And they made us hate it around the world. They gave us all the royal screwing like a page over. A KO party of immigrant fast. Now get a bulldozer and demolish K Street. And you got to impeach to make the job complete. And the best we're gonna be